What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. We are simulcasting on this Tuesday night. This is usually Tuesday Twitch. But hey, let's get us all caught up. It's been a while since we did a... No, it hasn't. It hasn't been that long since we did a feed. Jeebus. Anyway, we're going to get set up here. Tonight is a build show, and it's also a simulcast, so that's what we're going to do. Once again, hope you guys are having a good Tuesday night. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Mine was pretty good. We'll get into that in a minute here. Alright. There we go. Hey, what's up, Congo? Welcome to the feed. So we're going to get working on some Rail Raiders Infinite, and you can see here I popped everything off of the... This is their disappointing... Yeah, I'm just going to call it out. They're disappointing flat bases. Like, that's not okay, guys. Where you want me Twitch? Honestly, I would prefer Twitch just because I'm trying to get that average viewer count up. But it's up to you, ultimately. Whatever you're comfortable with. So I had to film with plastic putty, and so I put the plastic putty on the top of this wet palette. You can see it looks like bird crap on my wet palette, which is pretty funny. Anyway. Thanks, Congo. So yeah, we're gonna that's what we're gonna work on tonight. We're gonna base Rail Raiders and we're gonna build it. Okay. So that's the charge for the evening. So once you guys get yourself comfortable, maybe pour yourself your favorite drink. You know, I'm gonna have a sip or two later here. But let's get these bases going, because this is the time critical part. And this is the part where we're always sort of guessing, like, how much do we actually need here? I'm going to use this product here called Epoxy Sculpt. And I'm going to switch this over. I'm going to put, I got to put the YouTube comments on. Alright, thanks, Congo. I'm going to try to clear that top part of the screen too, so I can see comments from both sides. This is a build show, so we're gonna have lots of Hey, what's up, Cheddar Monkey? So I'm just gonna open up our comments on both sides so I can read what is going on. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And I want to get us going here. My stream status looks good. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to go with Epoxy Sculpt. I'm going to make a little batch of this. We're going to stamp the bases, then we're going to clip what remains of the miniatures. Gosh, you guys remember these? Shadows of Brimstone? They're not even done yet. They just have fallen so far behind in priority. In fact, tonight I'm really not working on priority stuff either. Surprised they were not textured like SDE. Yeah. Oh. Kingdom Death is assembled. Good stuff, man. I would prefer to do the group paint when I get back from the Philippines. It's just going to be easier. We can make sure everybody's ready at that point. I know Cameron's had come in. And I think Blade Wolf also. So let's go ahead and... This is the part where I just sort of guess at how much I really need. I'm going to guess... Whoa! This is going to be like... If I'm going to guess here, I'm going to say if I make a ball about this big, like spherically, totally spherically, then that'll be correct. For the 20-ish bases I have to do for Rail Raiders, right? Should be right. And if it's not right, guess what? We do partial bases and we call it intentional. That's the plan, okay? When you guys were here, you can say, Oh, Octave, you did such a great job on those mixed bases. And you'll know, it's because I screwed up. It's because I picked the, I didn't scoop out enough stuff, essentially. This part B here, the hardener, is always the gummy one. But yeah, my night model stuff came in. So I got that coming. I got that to work on. I got Wrath of King stuff to work on. And then I'm going to try to squeeze in a Batman commission before I leave for the Philippines. Because that's good. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Because I need some spending cash when I'm over in the PI. Right? Typical commission for me is around, you know, we'll call it anywhere from 80 to 100 something dollars, right? That right there, you're talking, what's 50 times 100? 5,000? That's 5,000 pesos, dude. That's 5,000 pesos, right? So all that money that I'm making off commissions is I'm just gonna bring it over with me to the Philippines. Oh, this is way too much. Whoa. But it's the size I said it would be. So at least I got that part right. Got Henry's hard soda for Christmas. Okay. My wife and I were just talking about ciders and hard sodas and like hard lemonade. And she's like, that's back in now, isn't it? I said, yeah, ciders are back in. Gamers, I know a lot of gamers that drink cider. And rum. They drink a lot of cider. Gamers drink a lot of cider and rum. Hey, what's up, Jose? Now, Jose, I'm saving up. I'm using some commission money, dude, when I go over there. And I gotta buy a SIM card. I think I can just go to T-Mobile and just say, like, because I can unlock my phone from my phone. Octave, I may paint the detective sooner than whenever you do the stream. I'm itching to paint her. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you do end up doing that, send me a pic. I'll post it on my Facebook page. I want to post like kind of a bunch of. I like to post like a collection of the ones that we end up doing. All right. The Philippines had scary mudslides. Yeah, somebody else was telling me that. Jose, should I be worried in Makati? Tell us, Maine. Tell me, Maine. Jose, did you just get carried away by the mudslides? Tell us. Are we gonna live or die or what? Well, PAL gives you a local SIM card. I think I'm flying PAL. I'm not sure. My dad booked the flight for me. I guess I better find out. So I just unlock my phone here before I leave. And then when I land, I use the new SIM card. And then I have to pay, right? Like, I thought maybe T-Mobile or something has like a thing where I could just buy a SIM card from them, like an international SIM card, and then they can charge it back to my account or whatever. Is that a thing? You're safe. See, I'm safe in Makati because if there are mudslides and it didn't get the beleaguered Jose in Manus, that ain't a $10 Scrabble word. Beleaguered is great. I prefer the dark beers and whiskey, but I don't got a gift. I don't like look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, for sure, man. No, I hear you. Decent drink is a decent drink. That's all there is to it, right? I didn't drink that much for Christmas. I had I just had a couple sips of my... Picked up a bottle of my favorite stuff. And that's what we're going to have tonight, folks. When are you thinking of starting her, Cameron? Shit, I should have painted... I should have built her tonight. I guess I can stamp her base tonight. We can do that. At least get that started. Or am I going to stamp her? Am I going to do... probably am. Hell, it's not like I'm... It doesn't look like I'm going to be short on basing material tonight. So I might as well just pop her base out. Friday night or Saturday? Ooh. Friday night is the Friday Night Fiasco Gaming. So Friday night's not good for me. Unless Nelson and Dizzy cancel on me. And I wouldn't cancel on them. I want a game. But Saturday's good for me. But Saturday... Actually, no, Saturday's not good for me because I'll have my Batman commission in by then. I'll be starting on that. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. I would rather... I need to get that commission done before I leave. So it's probably not gonna... So yeah, I would just say go ahead. I used to use the base they come with and either use basing paints or paint the base as marble. I've done that on a lot of the Kingdom Death stuff, is I just paint it marble. Because it does look... Those are really nice bases. Like, you don't really have to mess with them if you don't want to. And that, like, the space base is kind of cool. I did that on my Kingdom Death Candy and Cola. When I'm going to the Philippines, I'm going to the Philippines on the 8th. So that does give me the majority of the following week to work on it, but it just depends on when I'm done with the Batman commission. Man, so yeah, so I had a little bit of cash in my pocket and headed over to CQ tonight to drop off that Aristea commission. Oh, and then I bought things. And I'll show you what I bought as soon as I'm done stamping these. Because we'll have a little time while the stamp stuff dries. Because I want to get these to a point where hopefully if I time this right, I won't have to pin the Rail Raiders minis. I can kind of just stick them in and glue them well, and they should be okay there. If it's your Samsung, the unlock will only happen when you put the new SIM card in. Well, it says, T-Mobile says I can unlock my phone. I can just unlock the phone. You know what I mean? It just says, go ahead and unlock your phone. What is that? So what does that do? I unlock the phone so it can accept new SIM cards, but it doesn't. But the unlock doesn't occur until I pop a new SIM card in it, right? That's the deal. Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm having like two different conversations at the same time. Again, that's what makes the simulcast kind of cool. They're showpieces, so I like to pay more attention to the mini than the base. Yeah, I hear that. But I don't know. I might, because she's kind of a space cop, I probably want to put her on the same style base that I'm doing these Rail Raiders in. Who knows? Maybe I'll just use her in Rail Raiders. Like she could be one of the pieces I run or something like that. We'll see. Man, these are really thick. Probably shouldn't have done them this thick, but whatever. But yeah, starting to get ready to go to the Philippines. I need to get a bunch of details from my dad, like what am I supposed to wear to the wedding? Am I wearing a barong? You know, is it a traditional wedding? Do I need to bring like a suit or a tuxedo even? You know, what's the deal gonna be? Oh, that's your experience with AT&T. Nah, dude, that's the plan. I'm gonna go probably hit a T-Mobile tomorrow and just go in and ask them like what do I need to do over in the PI? Obviously, I won't be able to stream over there, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to go shopping over there. Maybe buy a webcam while I'm there. I'll bring a mini tripod with me. I just won't bring. I'm gonna bring my little laptop, but I won't bring my I'm only gonna bring my little laptop and my mini microphone and and a miniature tripod, so that if we decide, hey, we're gonna play a game of Guild Ball over there, we won't stream it. I'll just record it on my hard drive and then edit it, and then we'll have a video of us playing in the Philippines. We could also do like vlog type stuff while we're over there. And get some cool footage of just running around Makati City and seeing crazy Filipinos and shit. That's the tentative plan. I put way too much on that last one. Don't bring expensive stuff. Yep. Because all I'm planning on bringing to Philippines is really just enough clothes for the 4 days I'm gonna be there. Because I'm really only on the ground 4 days. So the 4 days I'm gonna be there, and then so it's gonna be like shorts and sandals the whole time. It's just gonna be dope. Like I don't have to bring jack shit with me. I may have, I think I can carry a bag on if it's less than 20 pounds. Right? I can do that, dude. 4 days worth of shit for 20 pounds? I could rock that, dude. My Guild Ball stuff is just plastic. My laptop is a whole 4 pounds. Trying to paint a bunch this weekend. I got the Lady of Anguish cleaned and built ready for color. Nice, dude. Nice, nice. But yeah, I'm going to go stupidly light over to the Philippines. My dad's going to have... I'm flying... The plan has changed a little bit. I'm flying with him, so I have a feeling I'm going to have to help him haul bags. Him and his wife-to-be, so that's probably going to be a thing. But that's not a big deal. As long as if I can carry everything on my back for me, which I know I can, it's just gonna, the only sticking point might be if he says, oh, well, I need you to bring a suit, like bring a full suit and bring a tux. That's gonna be a bit of an issue. But hell, it's the Philippines. And then I'm wondering, let me ask you this, because my dad didn't give me a straight answer. How much spending cash do you think I need for 4 days? Bear in mind, this is me. I do like to do when I'm there, but no, I don't need. I'm not looking to go like extravagant or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just enough to kind of enjoy. It's 15 carry-on plus computer bag. I'm not sure what you mean, but okay. Senior citizen line, abuse it. Alright. Well, my dad's a senior citizen, so I'm sure he'll abuse it. Especially at immigration. Alright. I just need to, like, I know my dad knows what's going on. He's just horrible at explaining shit to me. You know, vis-a-vis that story I told you guys where I thought I was going to get my head chopped off. And it just turns out it was family tradition and my dad was trolling me. Like that, he's not going to give me a straight answer on shit. On stuff like that, so. Alright. So, let's stamp her base. So there's like this thing. Oh, sorry. So I could just glue, you know, usually you just sort of glue that in and you're good, right? Or I could stamp something this time, which I may kind of want to do. Is that going to be enough to fill there? Probably, yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's do it. It's gonna be close. Doesn't look like it's gonna go all the way, is it? It's gonna be close. Oh, wait a minute. I got mad kneading skills. What? He did it! Alright. This one may feel a little shallow. Alright, let's rock. So, these are all going to be stamped with the random steel plate. Been working on a lot of sci-fi lately, so here is what we're going to do. Whoa. Yeah, like how much cash do you think is enough, dude? That's kind of a weird. The 15 is for plane cabin baggage allowance. Right. But I don't want to check. I don't want to check bags. Like I don't want to be. Well, I guess I should because I gotta wait for my dad's shit anyway. Because I know he's checking bags. He's gonna be there for months. Actually, that's not true. When I get back, I don't want to have to. I want to get off the plane, get in my car, and get the fuck out. That's kind of my plan. Right? Because I get in like Monday, the following Monday night into LAX, and then I just want to get home so I can get up and go to work the next day. Yeah, the exchange rate is like 50 to 1 over there. 50 pesos to $1. So yes, it's actually quite favorable to go over there. Also, if your dad's Filipino 20 senior citizen, he gets 20% off from hotels and other places. Cool, good for him. I'm sure he will really enjoy that while he's over there. But hell, he goes every year, often twice a year, so he knows what the hell he's doing. I'm just the noob tagging along going, what are we doing? What? Why? That's me. What? How? it's not for check-in. That's what you bring with you into the cab. Okay, so what you're let me see if I got this straight, Jose. So it's actually 50 pounds, right? But of that 50, 15 is what I bring with me into the cabin. Is that what you're saying? So I can actually bring... Is that what you're saying? So like when I get off the plane, they give me the other 35 pounds or whatever. Is that correct? And you can divide that into 2 bags. So in other words, what you're telling me is I can have a rollerboard with up to 35 pounds worth of shit in it, and I can have a backpack or a laptop bag that's got 15 pounds worth of shit. Well, yeah, I know I'm going to do that, but I just need to know. I'm trying to figure out how to pack, in other words. The last time I was in the Philippines, like we didn't have that many lines. Starting to question what was going on, because we didn't go through all them lines that you're supposed to go through. I don't know. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So I can pack, not that I'm going to, but I can pack up to 50 pounds worth of shit and not check any of it. Okay. Now you're confusing me, because if 50 pounds goes into the cargo section of the plane, that's checked baggage, right? That's checked baggage. You have to wait at a carousel for them to unload that when you get off the plane. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, that's what I'm trying to avoid. How do I not do that? Because I don't want to sit at a baggage claim and hope. Right. That's what domestically we call carry-on. It goes with you in your seat. I know this is riveting conversation for everybody else that's tuned in, but I need to know stuff, people. I do need to know what the hell's going on when I go over there. Okay, so what you're saying is, it's a total of 65 pounds, 50 pounds of which you can check, and 15 is what you carry on. Okay, now I got it. So if I wanted to, I could check in a rollerboard with up to 50 pounds worth of shit on it. And then I can carry 15 pounds. Which is, I'm cool with that. Oh, you've never seen this? This is a Happy Seppuku base stamp. You can get these like $5 a piece. Yeah. All right. So it's 15 pounds. Actually, 15 pounds is a bit harder when you consider my laptop setup is going to be 4. The bag itself is probably another 2 to 4 pounds. That's not a lot of wiggle room for clothes. Although I don't need a lot of clothes. Like I said, I just probably going to go to Costco this week and pick up I'll pick up a pair of cargo shorts or 2 and some additional t-shirts. This is really shallow, so I gotta make sure that that's stamped. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's a shallow base stamp, but it worked. Okay, so that's gonna take a little while to dry. So let's take a little break here, pour ourselves a refreshment, and then I'll show you guys what I got. Did you guys get any good gaming shit for Christmas? Spoiler alert, I did not. I didn't get any gaming shit for Christmas, but that's the new normal for me. I don't get gaming shit for Christmas. It's like we have an agreement now. I get what I want when I want it. That's just kind of how it works. All right, 1 second, guys. Alrighty, I am back. Looks like Congo got gift cards that he used to further his treatment. That's awesome. Let's have a little refreshment here. Where's my dealio? Alright. So, tonight's stream is brought to you by Yegeki Mu. This is my absolute favorite brand of sake. So I treated myself this holiday season. Got myself the good stuff. Oh, it just smells fantastic. Oh, this is so good. Good stuff. Because I cleared out that Kurosawa the other night. Kanpai, everyone. Jose, it's too early in the morning for you to drink. I'm not your parent, dude. You do what you want. Oh, so good. Oh, it's so good. I love that. Hold on, I need a little more. It's so good. Alright, so what did I get? So like I said, I went to CQ earlier tonight. That's my FLGS for those of you who are new to the feed and maybe don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh gosh, that just... Let's clear that out. Okay, so I went tonight and I picked up a few things. First up is the boring shit. I need more card sleeves. So I need stuff for Way of the Fighter. I am half tempted to bring it, but if it's only 15 pounds, it's probably going to have to stay. So I picked up, I don't know, random Chinese looking grill. Then I picked up some boring red and black. Because you need, well, like basically each character in Way of the Fighter is like their own 46, 44 card deck. Chocolate brown. Alright. So let's see how those are small. I hope those work. I hope those work. So I bought that. And then just some little treats for myself. It's lunchtime, I'm allowed one beer. You're allowed more than one beer, sir. You are allowed. You're in the PI. You're on vacation. You do what you do you. All right. I picked up this Masons and Brewers terrain pack, which was fantastic. Over at the CQ, it's really nice. There's a lot of pieces in it. And I'm gonna paint this up specifically for the channel. So I'm gonna paint it up, and then on our future streams, again, typically on Twitch, when we stream on Twitch, it's gonna be we're gonna have nice 3D terrain. All right, and then finally, I've been waiting on getting these for a while. Got these Batman prisoner set. These are nice. Blackgate Prisoners. This is the first set, which is nice. It doesn't have... So the set that I normally run is set 2 that has a little spark and has the other guys in it. Look at that. It's raining, man. Hallelujah. Anyway, I like the Native American grill with the stars and stripes character and wave with the fighter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's have a look. I haven't. I'm hoping for. Oh no! This. I hate these bases. I hate them with a passion. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna have to do my own basing there and see what we got here. I mean, the models look cool. Yeah, the models themselves look cool. AKA the only good-looking prisoner set. Victor's asked, no, this is Blackgate Prisoners. They're basically, you can run them with any non-Brave and the Bold crew in Batman. So they're super useful. And I got them at a really good price. Let's see. But I won't be painting these anytime soon because I'll be painting stuff for Chris. So I'll be painting his Constantine and Zatanna and Flashpoint Batman, that kind of thing. Let's see. Prisoner 4211. He's got a carbine. That's kind of nice. Wow. So 2 ammo, 5 shots at 1 blood. That's nice. And it's Assault 3. Pretty hot at 2 ammo. Only willpower 4 though, so basically run him up, shoot at stuff. Tyrone Johnson, prisoner number 93432. Again, only willpower 4. He's got reinforced gloves and master fighter. That's not bad for a 20 rep character. The other character is for 18 rep 400 funding. Carlo Grotti. He's a 23 rep 350 funding, so he's kind of expensive. Still only willpower 4. Automatic gun with 3 shots and a light firearm at 2 ammo. It's a blend and a stun with rapid fire off the special and obviously the criminal special rule. Interesting. Oh wait, that not all of them have criminal. That's news. Alright, so high security henchman. Interesting. Hit me up about Amma Tactics Rain when you get back. Oh, for sure, dude. Thank you for that, by the way. So, a couple of knives on a high security henchman. Me. But willpower 6 and strength 4+. Okay, now you have my interest. He has the hidden special rule, combo with knife and brutal. Not bad. I still don't know if I'm paying 40 rep for this guy though. Maybe just for another hidden character. And then Gustav Gustafson. Oh, we already looked at him. He does have that cool firearm, but he also has escape artist and pickpocket, and he also doesn't have criminal, which is nice. Huh. Overall, not a bad set. They'll find some. I'll be able to fill some gaps and stuff in my Wonderland crew, and then probably want to play something Black Mask or something like that. So yeah, so I got myself that. And I think the rest of the stuff you guys know about. The one that the one that you were talking about, the Native American grill from Way of the Fighter. Her name is Tala. I actually got to play her the other day when we were trying it out. I was screwing up all kinds of stuff. I didn't understand her. Now I get her. Now she is a pretty damn cool character. I may have to. I don't know. I'm still trying. I'm still deciding who to main in Way of the Fighter. It's definitely going to be one of the grills, whichever grill it's going to be. I'm going to lean towards models that I really like the look of. So I like her. I also really like Victoria. Victoria seems awesome. Oops. Let's see if I can. There we go. Victoria seems awesome. I love that the big bad in Way of the Fighter is Severina, which is basically a Marie Claude cosplay. I mean, she looks almost identical to Marie Claude. So yeah, I'm big on that. I'm excited for it. Let's get going with some cleaning up some Rail Raiders here. The odds of me actually getting these finished before the commission comes in are extremely low, because it's essentially I only have tonight to do it. So I'm just gonna get them prepped, and then whenever they're ready, they're ready. So I need some clippers here. My cat's decided to join the party. What are you doing, kitty? You know what's gonna be hard is how do I get these teeny tiny little feet off of this thing? Like, how do I clip that? Unless I just push them so far down that they... This is going to be interesting. Because I can get that much off. Just going to have to, like, do my best here. My cat wants out of the room. One sec. Kitty! At least he's not screaming at me. Go on, buddy. Alright. He just goes and finds his way into the other bedroom and falls asleep in there. Alright. So I guess that's how I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to chew these down and then maybe take a file to them and file them flat. But I don't have to file them flat if I'm timing this right. Like, they should be able to just go into the base and should be okay. Well, she has a character in each of the games, I think. She is their main cosplayer. Yeah, she is. Oh, they love Marie Claude. They want to put her in everything. Marie Claude is super awesome. I'm hoping that Ninja Division does a booth in Anime Expo in 2018 so that I can work that booth. Because then they'll get some cosplayers. They'll get Marie Claude for sure. They could get Vegas PG is also like one of their favorites, and she's a friend of mine. Like, we go way back. The funny thing about like Vegas PG, like, she and I have been friends before she actually even got into cosplay. It's just crazy. Yeah, her husband is a he used to be a big miniatures gamer, and they wanted to learn Malifaux, and I taught them that game back in the day. Really nice people. She's poopalicious. Yeah, they tend to. But the 1 year, not a few years ago, when they had the big cosplay set, they had Marie Claude, they had Vegas PG, they had Miss Ryu, I think is her name. They had I forget her name too. They had the Asian cosplayer. Forget her name, but they had some fairly popular cosplayers, all part of that booth. And then we were, we're the ugly dudes, so we just do the ninja stuff. Like, we teach people how to play the games and stuff. But what's cool is like if they, you know, if they do decide to do AX, that's usually where I round up the like I round up the squad, right? Andrew, I have a couple other friends that join in. Phil joins in. We usually have Gareth. We have a few other people that show up and, you know, kind of help coordinate the team on that side. I just love it, man. That's the fun part of demoing games, is working a booth. Way more fun than working a table, if that makes sense to you guys. Working a booth is super fun. Queen Diz said Marie Claude's a Canuck too. She is. She's French Canadian. Like I said, she is like really, really nice, and she's super talented. Like she builds a lot of the stuff that you see. She's not just, you know, she's not just the pair of boobs up there. Like she built the Monster Masumine cosplay from a couple of years ago. She built the Lug for her Betty and Lug cosplay. This is crazy shit. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Hopefully, unless their con guy dies again. That is true. What's up, Crowboy? Welcome to the feed. Yeah. I like how you phrase that. If their con guy dies. I love to say that. Oh man. But yeah. That's the one volunteer gig I really look forward to. You know, a lot of people think, oh, it's Comic-Con. It's Comic-Con, right? Not really. I'm over a Comic-Con, dude. You know, one of the thoughts was, you know, Dizzy's trying to get out here. So if she gets out here and the timing lines up, like we would do, you know, the thought was, oh, you know, I'll get us into Comic-Con and we'll volunteer at Comic-Con. Like we'll do, it'd be cool for her and for me to do like paint streams at Comic-Con. Okay. Hold on, there's a question on the... I got a question here, or a message. I'll answer him in a bit. It's like 9 o'clock at night, so there's no way he needs that answer urgently. I hope not, anyway. If he's not like standing in front of a... Brains and bras I like, that's funny. It's Comic-Con, but good. Under her prettiness, there's a very smart brain. Yeah, Marie Claude, she's sharp, man. And she's super funny, too. You know who's really funny is, what's her name? Miss Arayu? I don't know what her... I think that's her online name, or whatever. She's super funny. Like, she didn't know me from Adam, like, 3 years ago. And she was, like, immediately, she met me, she immediately started trolling me. And I'm like, I like her. Let's see. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. They also had, one year they had, Lindsay Elise. But I don't know that Lindsay Elise does much cosplay shit anymore. It doesn't seem like it. You know, the cosplay scene, there's some that stay around for years and years and years, like the Yaya Hans and that kind of thing. There's other ones that kind of like they do their thing for a couple years and, you know, they end up doing something else, like modeling or something else. It'd be awesome having High Duke Octave and Queen Diz doing a pink collab. Yeah, I mean, that would be, it would be cool just to do streaming. Like, I have done painting stuff at Comic-Con before, like painting demos and stuff like that, but it was never really the focus. It was all, the focus was always teaching gaming. So I don't know, but it's hard to get to for myself to justify a reason to do Comic-Con if it's, you know, just left to my own devices, because again, like, we've done it already. There's not, and it's a lot of time and money away from my little guys, and that's a problem. But if I have the right reason, I will do it. The last time I did Comic-Con was because Gabe asked me for help. And I don't say no to Gabe, because Gabe does all the cool shit that you guys see. Like all those cool widgets and some of the MDF terrain and all that stuff, that's Gabe, man. So I don't like saying no to Gabe. Let's see. Trolling you how? On a scale of Congo and GL Adam. It's a totally different... I guess trolling is the wrong word. But kind of trolling. You know, just just having fun with me. I guess that's the only way I could describe it. Like, I don't think we actually ever had a conversation. We were just like messing with each other the whole time. It was pretty hilarious. Yeah, I do not want to stick pins into these. I'm just happy to just clip them loose. So everybody's kind of on snowshoes right now. We just plunk those snowshoes into the depth of the base. Actually, you should clip the... Try to clip them a little bit as flat as I can. Let's see if I can do that. Ribbing jesting. Amen, Jetter. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's funny. It's cool too because, you know, we have very different paint styles. Actually, everybody has very different paint styles. It's been my experience. Everybody has a different paint style. And so it's always cool to you know, paint alongside or collab with anybody. But yeah. I don't know, it's just fun working the booth. I hope we get it back. So I'm just, right now, we're just going to clip as much off the bottom of these feet as possible. You're not even really going to see these feet once these models are painted. Robot cops. They kind of look like Iron Man in the face, so I'm half tempted to paint them all to look like Iron Man. Or War Machine. War Machine might be fun. And then if there's like a big boss one, maybe the big boss one is painted like Iron Man. Let's see. Santa did not turn back time, and there was no nice lady giving me a lap pillow or head rub, so Christmas was a bust. That's a bummer. He did not. Santa did not. Plus, you can hawk some Pip merch at the booth. No. I don't do that. It's a cool idea, but we don't actually A fun fact is we don't actually sell pip merch. We have a ton of it. We don't sell it. We usually just give it away. The shirts and the patches and the dice, even mats, we prize that off. Like we prize it. Just easier because, you know, if that would be super, that wouldn't be the most appropriate thing if we're like, hey, Ninja Division, we're gonna work your booth for you, but we want to sell our own shit there. You have to get a vendor's license for something like that. There was a local convention where we did actually get a booth to sell, and I just sold pre-painted miniatures, and that was kind of cool. People like bought up a bunch of my pre-painted shit. I was like, huh. Kind of like, you know, when you go to like Strategicon, it's another one of our local conventions, and I like to go to Strategicon and set up a vendor table and just sell stuff that I'm no longer using or whatever, and usually gets all bought up. People like to have, you know, they're at a con, they're playing a game of Infinity or whatever, and then they see, hey, there's a guy selling Infinity out in the hall. I'm gonna buy that Infinity. So yeah, I didn't get any gaming stuff, but I got cool stuff. Like I got I got this like solar charger, which I want to try out. It's pretty cool. Like, right, you know, you can stick this like on your backpack or whatever, and you always have a charger. That's kind of cool. I got a couple other gadgets. You know, nothing too big. And then I just got like normal comfy shit. Holidays are tough though, man. I don't know about you guys. Holidays are tough. Like, family's tough, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Family is tough. Have you ever seen that movie, Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and what's her name? Reese Witherspoon. Have you ever seen that movie? That's like my wife and I watched that movie and think it's hilarious. That's like the movie about us. Especially like that, we were kind of like that kind of couple before kids. But yeah, family is tough. Whoa. My mother-in-law was over yesterday. That was, whew. She does, okay. My mother-in-law is, she like, apparently, she comes from a good place. Like, her heart's in a good place, but it's a freaking disaster. Okay? Like, dealing with her is a freaking disaster. It's awful. And I can bitch about it here. And this isn't, like, my wife knows all about this. It's tough. It's tough because, you know, to her credit, my mother-in-law really loves me. Like, she loves me to pieces, and I kind of can't stand her. But we'll get into that. Dealing with old white ladies is a pain. Until my father's Christmas Day. So here's what she did, and she does this every year, and it's like, how do you complain about that? Like, how's that a complaint, right? Okay, so she shows up. She's just really, really manic. She shows up, and you know, she gets the little kids riled up and all that stuff. You know, like grandparents do. That's normal, right? Grandma's here, right? They get all riled up or whatever. And she shows up, and she has got a van full of wrapped gifts. Just an entire van full of it. I'm not kidding. Like, there was, in my living room, there was maybe, you know, a 3-foot wide walkway to get around and get to stuff. This is how much shit she had wrapped, and it was all like, and everybody had a big stocking, like a big 4 foot by, by 12 wide stocking full of shit, just full of stuff, like ridiculous. So if you saw this, you'd be like, you are the biggest asshole in the world for complaining about having this many gifts, right? So it seems like you're a massive dick for having all this stuff, right? But the thing is, it's not, they're gifts, but it's a lot of busy work. It's a lot of wrapping, okay? Like, you open it up and it's like, oh, it's like a roll of tape, or it's I got a box of I got a blister pack of like Sharpies or scissors or an aim flame, or I get a can of Spam, which I actually do like. But you get all this shit. You get weird off-brand super glue that you'll never use because, I just screwed up a couple of my bases, bitching about my mother-in-law. Because you have your own super glue, but you know what I mean. It's like, and after a while, like the second when you're in hour 2 or 3, and you're still opening stuff, and you're like, oh, that's a bar of soap, and yay, it's impressive to look at, but it's more of a hindrance than anything. It's more of a problem, right? Because suddenly you're on an episode of Hoarders because you have too much shit. It's not like it. Yeah, you can hear the frustration in my voice, but how do you say no? Like, you can't say like, look, just stop, just cut that shit out, stop. That's like, it's like a crazy person, like, oh, hey, I wrapped this for you. It's this thing. It's just random. Oh, I wrapped popsicle sticks for you. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, it's got to go somewhere, but it's twofold. It's got to go somewhere. It's not vital stuff, and it's, when you think about it, and I really shouldn't be thinking about this, but she comes over and she's like, can you do this for me and this for me? I'm just so exhausted because I thought of you guys, and I stayed up for, she said she stayed up for nearly 24 hours straight wrapping all of it. And you're like, Grandma, it's fucking tape. Hand us tape, dude. Just don't. Yeah, it's frustrating because it's like, oh, well, I lost time, and now you're going to lose time because I lost time. You know what I mean? And that's my number one pet peeve. I cannot stand, I hate with a passion, with a fiery, burning fucking passion. I hate it when people waste my time. I hate it. Like, I will come after you violently if you waste my time. I hate it. You know what I mean? And by the end of it, there were 4-5 trash bags full of wrapping paper. And now you're like, okay, so now my trash bag is full. And they don't take out the trash till Thursday. Well, it's a holiday. They don't get it till Friday. Fuck! What am I going to do with the actual trash? Stinky diapers and rotting meat and that kind of shit. Like, it seems like the biggest first world problem ever, and I get that it is, but that's her in a nutshell. It's like, I'm gonna do something nice for you, but I'm gonna fuck your world doing it, and it's never gonna be worth it. It'll never be worth the time and energy and grief of that. That's her in a nutshell. It's like, oh, I love you guys so much. Just listen to us for a second and just stop. Cut that shit out. You know what I mean? If you loved us, this has been going on since I've been with my wife for nearly 13 years. It's been going on 13 years. You know what I mean? Yes, Cheddar Monkey. The good guys are gray and the bad guys are blue. you read this comment and wasted time. But you know what I mean? It's like, and then the minute you say something like, hey, you know, that was really sweet, but can you? And then it's like, then she like plays the victim, like, oh my gosh, how dare you? Oh my god, I slaved so hard to get all this stuff done for you guys, and how do you do this? And you're like, come, like, what the? That's shitty. That's a shitty place to put somebody. You know, that's not how you do gifts. That's not how you celebrate people. Like I was saying in my last stream, without my son. My son's that stream was dope, by the way. If you, like I was saying in my last one, I think that Christmas between adults shouldn't have there shouldn't be a dollar value attached to it. You should be like the convention for Christmas is if you want to get a gift for an adult, you should not spend money on it. That's just my thing. I think you should do something for them that they would really appreciate. I think that's what makes Christmas meaningful. You know, buy all your shit for the kids. Like, buy toys for the kids. They love that. Don't get me wrong. And, you know, those us capitalists will still enjoy that. Like, oh, there's still consumer spending. Right? I'm a cow. We need consumer spending. But like, don't. For adults, it seems stupid. Oh, I'm gonna buy this person a thing. I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do this person a thing. What's cooking, my dudes? What's up, Canvas? But you know what I mean? That's okay. So she does that every year. This year she went way overboard. God, I just complain about shit. But yeah, last year, or not last year, but like my boy's last birthday. I was bitching about the number of progressive single ladies that were at the birthday party that bought my toddlers like full-blown art supplies. They're gonna be an artist, and full-blown art supplies. You know what full-blown art supplies are in the eyes of a father? They're sharp objects with the potential to permanently stain. Okay, that's what those are. Your cute little paint set and your permanent markers and all this. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the worst fucking thing to get a toddler. Okay, like get them firecrackers at that point. You know, just get them running scissors, not just regular scissors, like scissors that they encourage you to run with. Like, don't buy shit like that. But anyways, I know I'm off on a tangent. We're gonna calm me down. We're gonna calm me down right now, because just getting too surly up in this piece. We gotta do, and I need a little, Daddy needs a little flavor here. So so what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's fucking crazy, right? You just buy, like, oh, look, we got, like, furniture straps were one of the things. Like, oh, furniture straps. And she's like, yeah, I found these furniture straps. And, like, what do you... No, it's like, it would be the opposite of the Grinch, Canvas. It would be the opposite. It's like, I'm going to give you gifts until you die. I like the analogy I like to use is like, if you bought a poor person a boat, imagine buying a poor person a sailboat. You're like you're this rich fuck that just says, hey man, I'm so rich, I bought your poor ass a boat in Oklahoma. And some poor fuck in Oklahoma is like, fuck, I got a boat now. Now I got to pay for registration tags for a boat. And I'm nowhere near water. And now I have to buy, and then when you get to water, now I have to go to water. Now I have to pay for a lock, right? I gotta buy myself a little space in the harbor to park my boat. I gotta buy a trailer for my boat. I gotta get something for. So now I have to buy. I have to get a registration, and I have to buy a trailer hitch, and I have to buy, like, buying a boat to a poor person is like fucking murdering them. Like, you ruin their life if you did that. It's like that. Like, imagine that shit. Daddy needs a little flavor. I actually stole that line from Wedding Crashers when Vince Vaughn is piling all the he throws donuts and muffins and bagels and sausage and bacon and just pours syrup over the whole thing. It's like Daddy needs a little flavor and he just pours all that shit on there. Fucking awesome. Dude, I got literally nothing this year. Damn. You should have sent me your address, dude. I would have sent you something. For real, I would have sent you something. I would have sent you something, but sorry to hear that, man. Here, you can, I'll send you nudes later. You can have a nude. Anyway, I think if I got furniture straps, I'd ask the person what mental institution. I mean, furniture straps they're not a bad gift for a person who has 2 toddlers, because you're like, oh, okay, and I needed to secure the little rack here on the wall. I actually do use some straps on like some of our taller like hutches and that kind of stuff, because you don't want it to fall on the little guys. So, Merry obligation, miss, from Great Hall. Your pain is our laughs. Saucy nudes. Never had a significant other, so don't know what Christmas with their family would be. Yeah, it's but she's a really sweet lady. She really is. But damn, like, calm the fuck down. That's all I gotta say. Just calm down. My favorite thing that I got from my wife was, I didn't get much from her, and she felt kind of bad about it. And I was like, it's not a big deal. Like, we're trying to save money, right? Times is tough, man. We got 2 childs, and we're trying to do the damn thing right. So, came here to watch Chibi's being assembled. All I got was a gifting ramp. What's up, Lee Chessie? That's right, man. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm just gonna bitch about stuff, and that's how it's gonna be. Yeah. She didn't get me much, but they were cool shit. I will tell you the coolest thing my mother-in-law did. She actually did something really fucking cool. Which is she got my wife this Bluetooth phonograph, right? Plays records. For those of you who are too young to know what a phonograph is. Who wraps tape? Like, you don't need tape to wrap the tape. Anyway, so she got my wife a phonograph, and so I saw that gift. It's like a Bluetooth phonograph, so it's a modern phonograph, right? And all I could think of is some douchey hipster at the coffee shop going, "Huh, it sounds so much better on vinyl," right? So I was clowning my wife a little bit over it, but she's like, "No, you didn't see the other part of the gift." And the other part of the gift was my wife's, get this, my wife's album that she cut when she was in the 3rd grade. How fucking crazy is that, right? My wife, when she was in the 3rd grade, she went into the studio. She went into a Christian recording studio, and she cut an album. Like, she went to the studio every day and recorded and cut an album. And granted, we're not Christian or anything, but that's really fucking cool. You're out for the night. Good night, Cameron. Have a good one, man. Yeah, let us know about that, about the detective. Anyways, I probably won't get to it until after I'm back, but you know that. Anyways, have a good one. So that was fucking cool, right? That's what a gift should be. That's all she had to show up with. All this other shit, that, like, the other stuff is just torture. But that is a cool gift. Like, she showed. So I was, like, really impressed at that point. I was like, okay, I can't be that mad at her then. But yeah. So that part of it, that was cool. I was like, okay, that's pretty exciting. And then there was some other weird, when you have Need a record player? I'm a simple man, don't need a gift, just acknowledge I'm there. Fair enough, dude. Yeah. A little Merry Christmas type thing. That's good enough. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. And there was all this other stuff too. There was food going on. Food was a big deal. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my Christmas Eve. Not that you guys are that riveted. But Christmas Eve was, you know, speaking of surly middle-aged men bitching about first world problems. Check it out. So like I said, my dad is getting married in a few weeks. And, you know, I'm flying out to the Philippines, right? Well, here's the deal. And I'm just going to spill my family bullshit all over the internet. I don't care. Thing is, I'm best man at my dad's wedding, which is awesome. And I'm super proud to be there. And I'm super happy about it, right? Get this. I'm the youngest. High Duke Octave wound up marrying a recording artist. That's funny. I am the only one of my dad's kids going to this wedding. Okay? I have 4 older siblings. Actually, 3 of them are alive. You know, my sister's catatonic. She's not around. But anyways, 3 of them are alive. 3 of my older brothers are alive, and me. And I'm the only one going to this wedding because apparently I'm the only one that approves of this wedding. Crazy, right? Fucking crazy. Like, my mom died 2 years ago, and my dad's like 80 years old, and he wants to be happy. He's at the end of his life. He worked his balls off to give us everything, you know, for our lives. Like, we were, you know, we were not for want. Lee Chessie knows this. Like, he spent a lot of time with my family. We were not for want, right? We did fine. There was no. My dad did a great job providing for us, and so, you know, my mom dies, and my dad, a couple years later, is looking to remarry. And so, long story short, nobody else in the family approves. And so this past Christmas Eve, we always used to have Christmas Eve at my parents' house, you know, and everybody, I get this part where you kind of look back and you're like, well, that's mom's house, right? That's mom's house. Well, what my dad did was he invited he invited his future wife, who was a good friend of my mother and helped take care of her towards the very end and all this other stuff. Invited her family over to celebrate Christmas at my parents' house, right? So, and that was like seen as an affront by the rest of the family. Like, oh, how dare he invite her over here with her family and get this, right? There's 5 kids in our family, and there's like 13 or 14 grandkids, I think. I think we're somewhere in that. I'm not going to stop and count, but it's something like that. 5 kids, 13 or 14 grandkids, a couple of cousins thrown in there, right? We think we're a pretty big clan. That's a fairly big clan, right? Get this. My future mother-in-law's family is effing huge. Huge. Like, they came over like a pack. There were like 40 of them easily. You know, she has like 4 or 5 sisters, and the sisters all have kids, and all their kids are all married, and they have kids, and like the whole clan showed up. That's crazy. They all showed up, and it was like, you know, and I can kind of see, okay, it kind of felt like an invasion a little bit. I mean, my house and my parents' house and Christmas Eve was always kind of like a community hangout. Like, it was pretty normal for us to have between 50 and 100 people at our house for Christmas Eve. That's just how we rolled. My mom was a very gregarious person, so is my dad. They're very social. And they have a lot of friends, so they're used to that. But this year, he only invited his wife-to-be and her family. And they filled up the house, same as we always had. So it was like, from the standpoint of, that's okay, that's normal for the household, yes, but I mean, this is all from one clan, and we didn't know anybody. Let's see. A man who wants to spend the few years he has left with someone, let him have. For sure, man, that's how I feel. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my mom. I love the memory of my mom. I'm only ever gonna have one mom. It's kind of stupid to think otherwise, but like, my dad's like, let him be happy. It's the end of his life. Let him enjoy for once, right? My family in Pennsylvania is huge. We've taken over community centers for Christmas. Nice. But yeah, it was crazy. So this whole family came over, and they were fucking cool. They were fucking cool. Like, they had an ugly sweater contest. They had all these like games that they did. They brought over food. They brought over, Jesse, check this out, man. They brought over a salad to my parents' house. A salad. It's like never happened. That's never happened. Like, I walked up to all of them and congratulated them for bringing a salad. I'm like, look, man, I grew up in this house. Been here many years. Not once have I ever seen a salad grace our table. And I've had many white women like help prepare the meals here, and they won't breach the subject. So it took a lot of balls to bring the salad over. Anyways, my wife's family are Irish. They're like fucking locusts. But yeah, so check it out. So the rest of my family objects to this shit, right? So 2 of my brothers showed up, and 3 or 4 of the grandkids showed up. So it was my family. So me, my wife, my 2 kids were there. 2 of my brothers showed up, and a few of the grandkids showed up, and everybody was pissed, except for they had this like clan over 30 to 40 people easily, and they were like not social with them. I was embarrassed, dude. Like, I was not okay with that. I'm like, fuck, like, dude, what the hell's your like, are they gonna be? And these guys are all older than me. They're like in their, like, my oldest brother is 53 years old, and they're acting like little bitches. Like, they're acting like, I don't know, like the fucking Parent Trap or some shit. And it's just tiring. Like I said, family is tiring. Again, this is why Halloween is still the best freaking holiday out there. Fight me, internet. Halloween, hands down, best holiday. No contest. Never ate a salad at your parents' house, but the dog had burgers for lunch. Yeah, our dogs were spoiled. Well, our dog was spoiled. We had another dog later, but yeah. Yeah, salad wasn't a thing. I made that night. I made pancit at my dad's place, which was dope. It was cool. Here's my other bitch. Like, people be fucking up seafood, man. Like, he's like, oh, son, can you make pancit for us? I'm like, sure, yeah. He's like, look, I already started. And I walk over there, and he's got the wok going, and he's got the chicken in it, which is fine. You need the chicken in there. The chicken's going to take a while to cook. But he threw the shrimp in immediately. Like, what the shit, man? Do people... Filipino Romeo and Juliet. Well, check it out. My dad's name is Romeo. That's pretty funny. My mom's name is Deville, very close to Juliet. But anyways. But yeah, it's that was driving me crazy all weekend too. Just the poor treatment of good seafood. He had the shrimp in there, and he didn't devein the shrimp. That's a kind of rule 1 for me. Devein your fucking shrimp, man. Devein the shrimp. Like, show some respect, right? So he had the shrimp in there with the chicken, and I just, like, my wife looked at the expression in my face, because that's a big deal, right? The Filipinos are always saying like, "Oh, Octave, you make the best pancit. You make the best pancit, right?" You want to know why I make the best? Because I respect the fucking seafood. That's why. Like, you don't throw that. Oh, seafood has a flavor, people. You don't cook it to rubber. You respect that shit. You devein it. You shell it. You lightly braise it in a little bit of butter, some garlic, and pepper. That's it. That's all you have to do to shrimp. Stop fucking with shrimp. Okay? It's delicious stuff. Just stop. Stop doing stupid shit to shrimp. Anyway. So Christmas Eve I get to watch my brothers bitch about this, and some of the grandkids bitch about the upcoming wedding and fold their arms. This really cool fucking family's there. Really cool family, and you know, I called the next day and I said, hey, I like them. They have kids our age. They play a bunch of games. I'm like, I could hang out with that family. They do an ugly sweater contest. My wife and I have wanted to do an ugly sweater contest in our family for years. That family already has one. I try to get an ugly sweater contest done at my work. No ugly sweater contest at work. What the shit, man? Anyway. Respect the dish, fool. So check it out. So that happened Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, my mother-in-law's over. Like I said, I explained part of that nightmare. And again, oh, Octave, we love when you cook food. It's so great. Make some pancit for us, which I didn't. I was like, no, we're not, you know. But they had seafood. They had scallops and shrimp. And now, for me, scallops are my favorite seafood, just so you know. Right? If any of you guys want to take me out to a nice dinner, you know, you want a little of that Octave action, it's very easy. Buy me scallops, buy me sake, and I'm yours. I'm a whore. This is it. I'm very easy. Hold on one sec. So they had scallops and shrimp, and my mother-in-law took the scallops. These are these are the giant scallops, the giant base scallops, I think they're called, right? They're like that big, you know, about the size of a 40 mil base, right? So she has those scallops, and she dumps them into a frying pan with, like, she puts butter and garlic in, but then she dumps the water that's with the scallops in that frying pan. Okay? Wrong, people. Don't fucking stop adding water to shit that has water. Like, stop doing that. It doesn't. Okay. So she throws it in there, and it's more like it's not braising, it's almost boiling. That's a problem. Do you guys remember? You guys remember basic chemistry, right? When you're boiling and you have a solid and a solute, all the flavor is gonna go into that stupid ass water, and you're gonna end up with this like shitty, rubbery, watery scallops at the end of it, right? You just ruined my favorite seafood there. And I saw it, and I and I tried to explain it calmly. I'm like, okay, and I had to be such a dick too, because I'm like, okay, her name's Janelle. I'm like, Janelle, my family's from a province in the Philippines called Capiz. Okay, it's the seafood capital of the Philippines. Okay, we take this shit seriously. Like, I was taught how to eat a crab whole when I was 6 years old. Like, we take seafood seriously. Okay? Rule number 1 is you don't fucking do that to scallops, because scallops they're beautiful. You do them right. They're just, oh, you know what a scallop is? A scallop is this wonderful, wonderful, sweet, and a little bit buttery sponge. And if you just add a couple of things to it and you braise it properly, it's gonna be so good. That stuff's gonna melt in your mouth. It's gonna be your best goddamn thing you've eaten. Period. Right? Sorry. God, I know this is excruciating to watch, but yeah, this is me, man. Like, this is a problem. So I gotta get this shit out. So they did that to the scallops, and I'm like, and I'm nearly crying. Like, I'm so upset. And we're about to open an entire Christmas tree, like living room full of tape and weird shit, right? Sexual contact from the shore. As an Eastern Shore boy who lives practically in the water, this makes me cringe. I know, right? So here's what I ended up having to do. Because she was like, oh no, that's how I always cook my scallops. And I almost said, under my breath, I'm like, that's why your scallops suck, okay? I've had scallops at your house, mother-in-law. They suck. They taste like, your scallops taste like nothing. They taste like just gelatin. Why would you even enjoy seafood that doesn't taste like anything? Like, So anyway, so I calmly, hey, what's up, White Wolf? So, to the best of my ability, what I do is, now my wife is a champ. She's got the shrimp shelled. She's deveining it like a proper civilized human being does. And so she's working on that, and I take the scallops and I wait for my mother-in-law to leave the room. Like, I just need you out of the kitchen. Just please move. And she gets out of the. There he goes. He's backing out. So she goes off into the living room, whatever, to play with my boys. And I just take that frying pan right over the sink, and just empty that water. Just empty the water over the sink. And I know I threw out a bunch, and I re-sliced the garlic. Now, when you're cutting garlic, again, like, I'm fucking crazy, I know. When you cut the garlic, have you guys ever seen Goodfellas? They do it right in Goodfellas. When they get locked up and they're in the prison, when they go to prison, there's a guy in the prison that takes a razor blade to the garlic, and he cuts it razor thin. So when you throw it in the hot oil, it will melt. That's how you do garlic, okay? You do that with all your food, and believe me, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, do that with your, like, don't chop in big chunks and hope for the best and throw it in with a bunch of water. You're gonna get nothing. It's gonna be awful and sad, and you're gonna be a bad person. Like, do it right. Cut that razor thin, throw it in the warm frying pan, and let it melt, and oh my god, your life will fucking change. Trust me. That's how you do garlic. You're scared. She's white and she doesn't know what seafood's supposed to taste like. That's actually true. That is actually true. Your scallops are bad and you should feel bad. Okay, so I dump it out. I braise the scallops properly, but by this time they're overdone. So I'm like, whatever, I'll live with it. And I do the shrimp, and they love it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is the best. Oh, this is really good. I'm like, okay, people, just please trust me with some of this stuff. Like, all right, trust. I'm like powered by rice and seafood. Like, I've got it in my DNA. Like, we're talking generations of people that did nothing but eat food off the sea. Like, just trust us, okay? Seafood is absolutely beautiful. You do not need to ruin it by boiling it off, by, drowning it in ingredients. Seafood is glorious. That said, I do love deep fried seafood. That is true. Like, I like to make an exception for that. Still Filipino, for fuck's sake. We don't like our food that healthy. Anyway. Isn't the vein on the prawn its shit pipe? Yes. And there's two of them. That's what people don't realize. There's two of them. There's one, if you're looking at the side of the shrimp, the shit pipe runs up this way, and then there's this pipe down here, which sometimes has eggs in it, but they both end in the shitter. So you're going to want to devein the shrimp that way. And it's nice, too, because you butterfly them at the same time, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like I said, I'm a seafood freak, absolutely love it. And it just breaks my freaking heart when we have to, oh gosh, I'm going to have to put gloves on and put these. So I don't do that, what I just did with that guy. Or either that, or I just have to let them dry. Or I just have to, well, let's see. Prawns are just ocean cockroaches. They are. They're bugs, but I don't care. I love that. I eat bugs. 3/4 of the world's population eat bugs, Canvas. You know that. South America? Like, bugs are like a major staple down there, man. The aquatic equivalent of pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. When are you gonna realize that pineapple is superior to you? It's a superior being to you. Pineapple is the Rey of fruits. You know, Rey from Star Wars. Just totally overpowered for no reason. Just absolutely good at everything. People eat the shit out of lobster. It comes out green. I love lobster. I love crab actually better than lobster. Usually when people come up to me and like, oh, I love lobster, it's my favorite seafood. I go, nah, no. Crab's better, trust me. And you give them some good crab, and I'm like, oh shit, this is better. Crab has better flavor to it. Lobster typically has more meat to it. Yeah, pineapple and pizzas. Good though. I grew up in a German house. A old good grandma taught me how to cook by the book. My uncivilized Irish family comes to town and wonder why I butterfly the shrimp to get the pooper out. Yeah. Yeah, dude. You gotta butterfly the shrimp. Oh, I love me some German food too, man, though. Oh, love German food. I love all the fattening, boring shit, though. Like, I love, everybody loves schnitzel. I love, I love any of the sausages, essentially. And Spätzle. I like Spätzle. This guy's just doing like a gangster lean thing. It's actually kind of cool. Just leave it. Oh, I worked up his base a little bit. I wish I cared. I wish I cared.
You know, me and my woman, we've been going through a lot of changes.
Right, but why eat the crap from the lobster? Oh, you're talking about that the green stuff that's at towards the bottom of the head, right? Yeah, no, you don't eat that. Don't eat that. I've seen people eat it. I don't know why. No. No. Sure, why not? Kronsky and sauerkraut is my jam. And even like the Bavarian pretzels, I love those. Like those warm pretzels, they serve them with a little bit of mustard. So good. Like, I don't think my wife has any German in her heritage, but we love Oktoberfest. Like we go to Oktoberfest every year. I don't care if that's cultural appropriation. I don't give a shit. I love Oktoberfest. That is good shit. Those damn Krauts know they know their beer, they know their food, they know how to get fucking down, man. I love that. What, internet, fight me. Very plain, but it's so hearty and it's so good. Yeah, I mean, they don't, like, German food doesn't really venture into a spicy or a sweet area, but it's so hearty. You know what I mean? That's what you're gonna get though from cultures that are typically cold weather cultures. You're gonna get hearty foods. Yeah, I'm appropriating your culture. What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna report me to Steve Shives? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna report me to BuzzFeed? Yeah. I do love German food. Every time it's a good place for German food? Chicago. Chicago has some dope joints for German food. And so that's one of the things like on my to do when I'm out in Chicago. It's like, oh, we gotta hit up a Bavarian joint, man. Good stuff. Polish food is amazing, Cheddar Monkey. I'm gonna call that BuzzFeed, yo. Yeah, my wife and I were talking about that tonight too. Kalatkas, and I don't know. I just trust her taste. Like she'll tell me what to eat. She knows me. But my wife did for Christmas is she made 3 pies. And Canvas, you're gonna love my favorite pie. It's called an old-fashioned cream pie. and I like the cream pie, so that's I can't even say it with. But she set out to make a cream pie, right? Because she wanted to make an old-fashioned cream pie. Because one of her aunts or whatever made one for us many years ago, like 6-7 years ago. Comes back and then walks back out. This is me talking about how much I love the cream pie. Oh my. But yeah, if you get a chance, go and have an old-fashioned cream pie. They're absolutely delicious. Not everybody knows how to make them. But my wife made one of those, and she made a pumpkin pie, and she made a Dutch apple pie, and they were glorious. And she set out to make the cream pie, and she turns out she had ingredients to do a Dutch apple and a pumpkin pie. So we got 3 pies. So we had 3 pies rocking. I made rice to go with the seafood. Octave, you need some Pennsylvania Dutch food. Oh yeah, of course, dude. Sounds good. Shoe-fly pie is ermigerd. Wow, I think he's supposed to do that, like gangster style lean. Kind of dope. I'm gonna leave it like that. But yeah, the pies were amazing. I made rice in the rice cooker, and I was the only one that really have rice, because most of the Christmas Day was the white folks, so they don't eat a lot of rice, especially not white rice. So like, oh, that's bad for you, which it is. White rice is kind of bad for you, especially if you have too much of it. So I had so this morning, I get up, and my boys get up, and we're wondering, what are we gonna do for breakfast? And I'm like, oh, okay, I know what I'll do. We'll make leftovers, right? Or we'll eat leftovers. So we go out to eat some leftovers from yesterday, and meat pies. Yeah, meat pies or pot pies, we call them. That's right. And so we're out there, and I look at the rice cooker, and the rice that I made yesterday is already starting to dry out because we just didn't eat much of it, and I did my best to try to keep it moist for most of the day, but it was just the rice cooker was, maybe I didn't have the exact amount of rice I should have had. Mr. Cream Pie. But yeah, so I was looking at that rice, and I was like, rice is starting to dry out. And you know what you do when rice starts to dry out? That's right. Blade Wolf is right. You fried rice it. I love me some effing white rice. Your wife is appropriating my cultures. Oh my god, I can't even. Gotta log on Tumblr. But yeah, so what I did was I took what we had, my mother-in-law bought us a can of Spam, which was awesome. So I took that can of Spam and chopped it up, and some green onion, some carrot. What else was in that? Green onion, carrot, bok choy, cabbage. I put a little bit of tofu in there for the hell of it. And what else was in there? Yeah, and I just made myself I made a Spam fried rice, and my kids ate that for breakfast, and I cooked up a little bit of Spam on the side too, and they loved it. It was great. So yeah, that's what's going on. All right, I think we got time to do some priming, right? Let's do it. Oh, but and so today all I've been doing was like I just made this big effing thing of fried rice. I just been going back and forth and eating fried. Like I would just today was just decadent. I just stop and eat fried rice and then cream pie. No, old-fashioned cream pie. All right. I can't say it with a straight face. Cannot say it. But it's delicious. Go out and get yourself some old-fashioned cream pie if you like it. It's good stuff. It really is. God. Yeah. That's what we did today, for the most part. Just sit around, eat. Game of Thrones was on. My wife was watching Game of Thrones. I was playing with the boys. They have my mother-in-law's husband bought a Star Wars set, like an action figure set for my 4-year-old, and it was a TFA set. So it's got Kylo. Yes, you can have him with sticky almond fingers. So it had like Kylo Glenn and Kylo Ren and Rey, and it had a couple stormtroopers, and it had Poe Dameron. And I was like, oh, they left the black dude out. That ain't cool. And I remember, do you remember when when Toys R Us did a set, like before TFA actually launched, that didn't have Rey in it, and the internet flipped out about that, and I was like, well, where's the internet outrage over leaving the black dude out? I mean, that's not cool. Again, be consistent at least with your outrage. But whatever. Dicks. Anyway. Alright. Let's get a little priming going. Twitch blocked me from saying Irish cock is better. It's canned fish with cake. Alright, let's see. Let's get a little... Oh gosh, she's leaning hard. I need to re-glue her. Yeah, she's just gonna keep doing that. Hold on. Ooh. I need to be able to glue her directly to the base. So let's see. There was an Avengers set that didn't have Black Widow in it, and Tumblr basically shat on itself for a day and a half. Yeah. Where's this outrage over no Finn? Is Finn not a main character in Star Wars now? Right? He's got to go bang Miss Swan now. For saving his life, I guess. Right? Doesn't that have to be a thing? Or is this all like, you know, is it all defined by Tumblr now? They just have some weird genderqueer relationship where they sort of bro hug and then the planet explodes. Whoa. Alright. I don't think I can prime these. I mean, these things are gonna wiggle everywhere. Probably not the best time to prime. The easier thing to do would be just to let them dry and then get a spray can and prime them that way, rather than just kind of risking them. I like Drinky Octave. He makes streams fun. He was a one-day dick blister? What the hell? What the hell is going on with the Twitch chat? I'm not gonna get too drinky. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. I can't really hold these upside down for fear of them falling off. Well, fuck it. Gotta get under there, dude. Especially since the models are blue. It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb once you paint them. DLC, it was lowercase. Not dick. Yeah, it's gonna be short couple of weeks here of working, and then I gotta go to the Philippines, dude. Like the minute, it's actually kind of cool because it's like the minute everyone at work is back, I'm out on vacation. So I don't think my dad did that on purpose, but that is kind of cool. The travel's gonna suck though. 13-hour flight there, so I'm gonna have to figure out some shit. Gotta get under there, dude. It's like I'm telling my boys that they gotta go wash their taint when they're in the shower. I know we're gonna have that discussion. When they're a bunch of stinky teenagers. Alright, so what do you guys think of this opinion? I was watching the Lego Batman movie today, which I absolutely love. So thank you, Jose, for putting it on my computer many moons ago. Still love that movie. I contend that of all the major motion pictures for Batman, the Lego Batman movie is the best and most faithful depiction of Batman on the big screen. Go ahead, Fight me, internet. I know. It's actually, I would say Will Arnett is my favorite Batman. Wrath of Kings is on. No, Wrath of Kings sale ended like. No, it's gonna end tomorrow. Better get on that, man. Do they play ball yet? What are you asking, Lee Chessie? Oh, my little boys? No, not yet. They don't play yet. They don't. Well, my 1-year-old he's kind of getting into it. We have a little basketball hoop, and he's into it right now. He's a sporty one. Dude. No, I think it's my favorite depiction of Batman. I think with the other films, you got people taking themselves way too seriously, and you got directors like just being too artsy to fucking be faithful to shit. That's just I know, it's just my opinion, but like the Lego Batman movie, even their jokes are more faithful to the source material. Especially that part in the beginning when they're talking about all the villains and they go into the really obscure ones. You know, Condiment King comes out and, Calendar Man and when they get into shit like that, Catman came out. I'm like, dude, they're way, like, you can tell that they're actually fans of the Batman universe. Go Ball today is good. BVS was garbage, so I agree. Oh, the sale is over. No, it's over already. Well, sorry, Blade Wolf. But yeah, that's on the real, man. Like, I really do think that. I think he's better than Bale. I think he's better than Keaton, better than Batfleck. Like, he's a ridiculous parody Batman, but he's a fucking good Batman. The voice is fantastic, and the Lego depiction of Batman is great. Let me just have a clog. Oh, you got what you needed? That's good. I need to clear that clog. One of my favorite parts of the Lego Batman movie is where Robin gets his suit from Reggae Batman. That's amazing. He just takes Reggae Batman and modifies that suit to make Robin's really socially uncomfortable outfit. I do really like the Lego Batman movie. But yeah, that movie is just good. Oh, we had a short game today with hunters versus farmers. Nice. Still a Fly Robin Fly. Telling you, that was... Lego Batman is a damn good movie. I really like when they do movies like that that can still be faithful to material, but parody it. So you're not taking things too seriously, but you're still impressed. You're like, wow, they actually did their homework. Either that, or they had my thinking there was they had actually hired some actual Batman fans to be part of the production. That's kind of where I'm like, yeah, they probably did that. They probably, I'm gonna have to thin, because it's kind of warm in here because the heater's on. Because, oh my god, it's 60 degrees outside. We're in California. I'm the Joker. You're not even scary. But like on Fallon or whatever, you know, when they were saying when Will Arnett comes out and he's like, "Well, Lego Batman. What about Lego Batman?" Because they're talking about all the different Batmans. I'm like, "Yeah, what about Lego Batman? Lego Batman's the best fucking one." I want to travel to Europe and see the family I don't see often. Shit, I just want to travel to Europe. I really want to go to UK and Australia. That's kind of where I'm at. Probably not going to be able to get to do much stuff like that until the boys are older. Like, way older. Then the question is, are they worth taking with us? Or should we just leave them with someone and go ourselves? Dang, still had a clog there. I know this is boring, guys. But hey, this is what we're doing. Check out his gangster lean. Get a long black in Australia. What's that? I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a long black? Sounds hilarious. You guys want to hear something funny for the holidays, like a holiday reference? Get on YouTube search and look for, and just type in 6 to 8 black men David Sedaris, and just listen to him describing Santa Claus and 6 to 8 black men. It's pretty fucking funny. Damn, that lean is strong. I hope that is okay. It's a coffee. I also want to go to Tokyo at some point before I die, but that's not as big a priority. Just because I know that's like a weeb goal. It would be cool to go, but it's not that big a deal. Might have overthinned my primer here. Bouncing a little bit. Not the end of the world though. If your primer bounces a little bit, it's not too bad. As long as something sticks, you can still get a good solid layer of paint on there. God, I hate this song. Alright. Okay, finally cleared through that. So now I can go back to this. We're doing alright. What's a weeb goal? Oh, going to Japan. All weebs want to go to Japan at some point. And I totally want to go to Japan, but honestly, I want to see Australia and Europe first. If I'm going to be in that corner of the world, I want to be in the Philippines anyway. Whew, I know I keep hitting the camera, sorry guys. Not a lot of minis in Rail Raiders. I do want to travel to Finland. There's just a lot of cool places I'd like to see. The traveling part kind of sucks, but the visiting part would be cool. Just doing a little touch-ups off screen. Sorry, guys. Where the thin stuff that kind of bounced. Just want to make sure it's all good. Like it's all thin stuff that bounced. Oh. So, next question. Does anybody do anything for New Year's anymore? Because I certainly don't. I just enjoy having a day off. I think New Year's is really kind of a young, woo type thing. I haven't done anything for New Year's in a very long time. I don't, considering I animal watch. Okay. I have no idea what that means. Is that code for something? Or do you just literally go out and go hiking and look for animals? I don't know. Chicken nuggets and Netflix. Normally I go to the grandparents because that's usually my Christmas with them. Oh, okay. Cool enough. Fair enough. Yeah, New Year's is kind of a shitty holiday. Just, I don't even understand it. Yay, it's a year. It's just a party. I mean, you want to go do a party, that's cool. Have you ever met anyone that's like really into New Year's? Other than, say, Chinese New Year's? Because Chinese really be into Chinese New Year's. Actually, not just Chinese. A lot of Asians, like in general, celebrate Chinese New Year's. Vietnamese and all kind of people like to celebrate Chinese New Year's. Pet sitting. Okay, the drunk people at the bars. Yeah. Like, who do you know that's like really all about New Year's? Like, oh man, we're gonna party so fucking hard. New Year's, brah. Such New Year's. Like, I don't... Really? People... Because they're looking for that girl? I guess. He's looking for like a New Year's hookup, I guess. Okay, sure. Is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. I'm old. I don't date. Yeah, I'm just trying to clear that. Everyone I know under the age of 40. Shit. Damn, I got an actual clog. I hate that. Hold on. Actual clog? The hell you say? I'm just looking for that barbecue sauce for my nuggets. Oh my god. Yeah, the heater on really causing a lot of clogs. In the airbrush. Maybe I can get it. Let's get the last of it out. I just had one batch priming Wrath of Kings. After many drinks, the male is on the prowl for a lady that is willing to get wild and dance with hopes of getting that midnight hour kiss. Oh Lord Jesus, players want to ball with the best dame's main. I guess. Even when I was single though, I didn't really do much for New Year's, mainly because it's like, I don't want to get hit by a drunk driver or nothing. The last really cool thing I can recall doing at New Year's was going to a concert with my wife before we were married. You know, we got a hotel room out in LA and went to a concert and stayed overnight, and that was cool. That was many years ago though. Oh my god. Alright, so I'm gonna have to just clear this. Hold on. Pimps and ladies. We gotta get all this cleared out. Ever gone to the Edison? No, I have not. Is that cool? I don't even know, like, what part of LA is that? The last, yeah, I've never gone to LA, dude. I mean, never gone to the Edison. The last concert we went to was, like, Radiohead or some shit. And that was in some amphitheater. I don't know. I'm not very good with LA. I try to avoid it most of the time. The other time, a couple times we went to concerts out there. We were out there by the one by USC. It's a steampunk bar. Yeah, I've never been there, man. I'll check it out. I mean, if it's by Staples, the next time, you know, if we go to AX, I'll go check it out there. Just making sure we're clear here. The problem, my primer's starting to go bad because it's starting to get, you know, over time your primer starts to get air in it, starts to get thicker and thicker. No one's good with LA. No, I know people that are really love LA and love living there, and I'm like, really? They're fucking weird, but yeah, I know. One of my nieces lives in LA and she loves it. I'm like, really? Word? LA is disgusting. I mean, you get to pretend you're cool, I guess, but can't you pretend you're cool anywhere? Oh, I live in LA. So? LA sucks. As far as I'm concerned, LA is like the worst big city ever. Everybody else actually has a city. You know, if you're talking about Chicago, New York. I don't like New York either, but at least New York is a city. Like, what the hell is LA? LA is just like this sprawling dirt can. You know what I mean? It's like a dustbin that just rolls on and over again. Never went to a concert, can't do crowds. They give you the absinthe. LA is a go there for certain things, and that I know. Like I do everything I can to stay out of LA, dude. Usually when I go to LA, it's like client calls. Like if I have to go meet a customer, it's like out in LA. But I hate LA. I'm one of those stuck-up Orange County assholes. It's like, why would you ever, you know, people go, oh, I'm going to California, I want to go to LA. And I just like kind of look at them like, no you don't. Go to Orange County. Like, enjoy your vacation. Don't go to shitty LA. You're going to be disappointed. But then, you know, at the same time, it's like, well, I got to go to LA. Got to say I was in LA. Like, yeah. Stay in Orange County. Take a day, go to LA, realize how bad it is, thank me, and come home. Because LA is a fucking awful town. It really is. Just not a good town. Almost done with the stupid black. Yeah, if I could live the rest of my life and never have to set foot in LA again, I'm gonna be very happy. I just don't like the town. It's just so dirty. Everything just looks like trash. It looks shitty. And bear in mind, like, I grew up in the IE, okay? I grew up with the dirt people out in San Bernardino, and I'm saying it looks shitty. That should count for something. Guy's really leaning hard now. I'm gonna have to just kind of leave him on the side like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to kind of leave that guy overnight like that. LA is okay if you want to sell your soul and worship the devil and slave to the Illuminati, so go back to LA and hack and commit suicides and sadness and evil aura. Lol, you mean Vegas. Vegas is dirty. I don't particularly like Vegas as a town either, so I would never want to live there. But at least I can throw dice in Vegas, you know what I mean? That's really it. And Vegas has a cool oyster bar that I like. Other than that, I'm not that into Vegas either. Okay, next inflammatory question for you guys. Anyone here watched The Last Jedi, liked it when they first saw it, and now they don't like it? Upon further review. Do we have anyone here that feels that way? I seem to be running into more and more people that are going that way now. Like, oh, I liked it. I thought I liked it when it first came out. Now, starting to question my judgment. I know, that old chestnut. Yes and no. I actually still like it. Okay. Nope. Oh, it's cool that you like it. That's fine. I'm just curious because I've been talking to more people that are kind of changing their position on it. Like, wait a minute, this is kind of bad. Vegas buffets, bars, and titties. What's not the... you know, Vegas is the city of sin and all that kind of stuff, and it's all about that excess and the big show, and I get that. But it is kind of just seedy. And then there's kind of the problem with Vegas is they built themselves up that way. And so now people kind of conduct themselves that way in Vegas. Like, oh, I'm just going to be totally lewd and roll up and, you know, just ask random chicks to show me their titties like it's permanent Mardi Gras or whatever. Don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed to women, attractive women walking up and wanting to show me their titties. I had to caveat that. Because there are women out there that want to run up and show you their titties, but they may not be some titties you want to see, is what I'm saying. Certainly ton. Because episode 1 was still a loofah in the asshole. Dude, there are people telling me that they long for the days of the prequels. That's how bad 8 was. It's like, damn. They're like, yeah, the prequels were a masterpiece compared to 8. Whoa. I like the little saloon girl. She's cool. Give them the lube they need to make them feel better. Alright, feeling pretty good about this. You know what's cool about this set? Once you're finished batch painting the 20 or so Robocops, you only have like 4 or 5 characters to paint. Alright. Okay, which way should he be leaning? That way? Alright, let's go ahead and clean this out. The reason why I'm okay with this movie is because a bunch of, well, unsmart people didn't like the certain scene where there was no sound in space. Wait, I take it back to San Francisco and its parts of Georgia are lewd. Well, there's a number. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but there's a number of things people were, like technical things. There's technical things people are complaining about, and then like larger kind of philosophical ideas that they're complaining about. Based on what I have seen and heard, I guess Luke Skywalker is the main bad guy in the entire Star Wars franchise now, based on the events that transpire in 8. And I guess we should say spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't seen the movie and doesn't want it spoiled. So now's your time to get off the train. I should also tell people, hey, I haven't seen the movie, so I can only go off of what I've watched on YouTube. And what I've been watching a lot of reviews for it. I don't know, it's a fascinating thing for me. I still really, I don't really like Star Wars, but it's still fascinating to kind of follow, you know, what people are thinking about the franchise. So yeah, so what I've been able to piece together is apparently, you know, Luke Skywalker is really the big bad guy in the whole thing. He's a misunderstood protagonist who made a choice by fear, which I can, okay, I get, but I know, logically speaking, right? He was the guy that, he and Leia and Han, they take down the Empire in the original trilogy, and he's supposed to bring balance to the Force, and instead of bringing balance to the Force, he creates a power vacuum by which the less evil Empire is replaced by a more evil First Order, and instead of bringing balance to the Force, he attempts to murder his nephew and actually makes a, you know, makes a worse villain than his father. And Snoke is supposed to be more powerful than Palpatine. So the First Order is worse than the Empire. Snoke is worse than Palpatine. And Kylo Ren is worse than Vader. So what you're telling me then is that the original trilogy, the people who set things in motion in the original trilogy, are actually the cause of it all. They're actually the people to blame for the new Star Wars. So, you know, that, and he couldn't train a single Padawan. He had 30 years to train somebody. He couldn't train, and the only thing he could get out of it was yet another Skywalker going to the dark side. So if you think about it, Luke Skywalker is the big bad. All Skywalkers are evil. And, you know, the first 6 chapters are about bad people and how they brought horrible things to the galaxy. When, you know, the galaxy itself would have been in better shape had the Empire remained in power. Right? Because that's kind of what I'm getting from it. It's like, okay, well, these people are all bad. Not only are they bad, but the Jedi are bad. Right? The Jedi are awful, evil people for squandering the Force and for having these teachings about balancing and centering oneself and controlling one's emotions but Obi-Wan was the only. But was he? Was he though? I mean, he was part of the Jedi Order. He was another guy that fled as soon as, you know, the shit hit the fan. And his only student went on to being the 2nd to 4th worst person in the galaxy. So I don't know, man. Would you say Hitler's influences are good people? I don't know, man. I don't know. And question his master why. Well, that's true. Good point, Blade Wolf. So, yeah, that's a good point. So, it's essentially, those of us who liked the original trilogies and thought that that Luke and Leia and Han were good guys, we're all wrong. Those are all bad guys. And we should... And so, in other words, because I rooted for Vader the entire time. So, I guess I was rooting for the good guy the whole time. That's what I get from him. I'm like, oh, so I was right. And the rest of you are out here joining me in the future. So you're welcome, future. I was right about Vader the whole damn time. Obi-Wan didn't want to train him because he felt something bad will happen. And he was right! He was right. So you're right. So the only actual protagonist is Obi-Wan. Although I can now argue that Vader was an anti-hero. Which you actually could have argued, regardless of what side of the fence you're sitting on, that Vader was an anti-hero. And then dun dun dun, Vader. Yeah. A lot of clogs tonight. Come on, man. Need to clean that out. It's still hard to root for Vader after the prequels came out, though. That's true. That is actually true. I had such a big problem with the prequels because I'm like, there's no way that fucking grape jelly kid is Vader. There's no way this emo little piece of shit Hayden Christensen is Vader either. Just freaked me out. Oh my god. Got crazy clogs going on. Could have been a good kid, but people had to get all up in his craw, and you can't say you can't. He's like, nope, I'm done with everyone. Yeah, basically all the Jedi prophecies were bullshit, and the bringing back balance to the Force was bullshit. And really, you know, and now you know how the symbiotes were born? Me. Let's see. Luke entered Ben's tent to confront him about Snoke, but when he entered the tent, he felt that Snoke had already taken hold of Ben for a brief moment and thought about ending it there and then, but stopped and gave Ben a chance to escape. Yeah, so he created the bad guy. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. I don't know. It's like... I remember I was in high school, and one of the things that... It's weird. One of our lit teachers made us read the Book of Job. And at the beginning of it, she asked me... Because she's like, you know... She asked me to summarize the Book of Job. And I said, well, it's about basically this guy that has everything, and the devil makes a bet with God, and the devil turns out to be right. And everybody freaked out. Everybody in that class freaked out. Wait. No. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's, you know, the devil is literally right, and God is wrong in this story. And they all freak out, and so we go through and we read the story. And I'm like, see, here's the part where he bets God that you just got to take all your shit away from Job and he will curse your name. And, you know, it takes a while. You know, it takes Job's wife to beg him to do it. And then he finally does it. Like, towards, you know, the climax of the story is him finally cursing God. And you're like, dude, see? The devil was fucking right. He was right. And so, like, nobody could... At that point, everyone in class was super mad at me, but they couldn't, like, win that argument. They're like, just back it out and think logically. Who are the bad guys here? Seems to me that the Empire had a stable government, that they had a plan. Yeah, they're a little authoritarian, we get that. They're still better than the mother pricks that took over as soon as the rebellion won, quote unquote, and then just let it all go to shit. Is that winning, guys? Is that why, you know, is because it's not, okay? It's Luke Skywalker is the villain of the tale. He is worse than Vader. He's worse than Emperor Palpatine. He brings about far more destruction. They blew up a star system at the beginning of TFA. They blew up a star system. You could argue that right there, that single act, and the capability of doing it would never have happened. Ugh, why? The devil just in his pants. You can argue the destruction of the Sith and the Jedi would bring balance. You know, my other friend told me, yeah, maybe. My other friend told me to consider the Force as its own character. That's a novel way of looking at it. And then I said to him, so the Force is the evil guy. He was not pleased with my answer. Like, think about it, man. Think about it. Fucking. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. If you like Star Wars, good for you. I'm sorry I have to take it apart the way I do. I just have questions, man. I just got questions. The rebels were brainwashed by prophecy and religion is the Force. That's why they say they're space ISIS. They are space ISIS. But my opinion that I support is Star Wars is a bad franchise, and you should have gotten off that bus a while ago. Or, like I said, or you can join me in 2047 when we agree that it was a mistake to let Star Wars go on as long as it did. We all agree. And some of you guys would be like, no, I was against Star Wars going on. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the future. One of my favorite videos on YouTube right now shows all of the. It's a clip of YouTubers talking about how excited they are to go watch The Last Jedi and how it's going to be the best movie in the franchise and all this shit. And then it cuts to them like 2 days later getting on their channels and going, this is easily the worst Star Wars movie to ever come out. And I'm sitting back there going, welcome to the future, guys. Kept the spot for you. It's fine to question. Honestly, I didn't need the other stuff, but now it makes funny to watch all the other stuff. Yeah. You know, and they're saying like, oh, Jar Jar Binks is actually the bad guy that started the whole, that started all the problems in the galaxy. Well, now you can make that argument about Luke freaking Skywalker. You can say he's the cause of all the suffering in the galaxy right now. And that fool couldn't even man up and face it. So am I mad at Star Wars? Not really. I'm not mad at Star Wars. For me, it's more fascinating now that I'm no longer a fan to watch the other fans kind of divide and split off and get into their, debates and all this stuff. It's interesting for me to be on the side, and and I just hold my position. It's a bad franchise. It's a bad franchise. It shouldn't be allowed to continue. George Lucas Wallace disagrees. Yeah, of course. But I mean, I will take it a step further, though. I will take it a step further and say that filmmaking in Hollywood is dead and has been dead for a long time. You're looking at a marketing machine now, and when the entire act of franchising movies is killing movies. It's killing movies. Rebooting movies has killed the entire art of storytelling. It's killed modern storytelling. Movies, at this point, movies are super good for their special effects, their visual effects, their costuming, and sound. Like, they're technically better movies than we've ever made in the history of film, and they're technically worse movies than we've ever made in the history of film. Because for every bit of ground that we've gained, technically, sound, video, editing, special effects, CGI, for every inch that we've gained there, we've given up yards and yards of storytellers who can't be bothered to keep basic continuities, who can't remember simple things like there's bombers in The Last Jedi. They have bombers in the first scene. They're using gravity in space, guys. The bombs are falling out of. They're using, like, is somebody not catching this? I mean, do they not have the most basic person to screen the movie and go, hey guys, that's not how it works in space. I mean, I get that this is science fiction. Oh, you can't question it. Dragons and fairy tales. No, it's science fiction, and there's a certain amount of realism that needs to exist for your suspension of disbelief. Okay, you're not just gonna blindly accept shit. And there's also no more hero's journey. There's no hero's journey. There's no arc for Rey. There's no arc. She was automatically good at shit all the time. Like, what has Rey lost a hand or an eye? Has she bled once? Are you, as an audience member, at any point are you worried about her safety? Because I'm not. I watched TFA and I was like, oh, that's an invincible bitch. They're never gonna kill her. And I'm feeling that way about Daenerys in Game of Thrones, but I think they may end up sacrificing her at the end of that series, but whatever. But you know what I mean? It's like they can't even they can't even deign to give you a story arc. Like, what do you mean she trains for like 2 days? Like 2 days and 20 minutes worth of training, she can, with no training, first off, with no training, she can fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han and Chewie. She can beat with no Force lightsaber training, or no Force training. She can beat Kylo Glenn, I keep calling him that. Kylo Ren, who is Luke Skywalker's student. And he's supposed to be, I mean, he's a guy that can stop a freaking laser blast with his Force mastery. She can beat him without even, you know, like, forget the fact that it's sexist or not sexist or whatever. Like, that's not a good character, objectively. That's not a good, that's not worth watching. It's not worth watching. There's no, it doesn't matter. That's not a good character. And no one can get, like, you can't out-argue that, oh, well, you can't, there's no, you cannot win that argument. That, oh, she can fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo. She can beat Kylo Ren in a lightsaber duel. She can beat Luke Skywalker in a duel. Like, you can't, you're not going to win that. Like, there's no logical answer out of that. Is it safe to say there are no longer films, but long technical demos? Yeah, that's basically it. They're basically marketing. They're just marketing tools. You know, they want to keep that franchise alive. They need to make the studio money. They want to make merch around that, and they want to have loyal butts in seats. That's all it is. This isn't about talking about. This isn't about preserving Star Wars. This isn't about recapturing childhood memories or making you believe in a story again. It's never been about that. This is now, we need to continue the story to make more money. You can say the same about Walking Dead. You can say the same about Game of Thrones. You can say the same about basically any franchise that they choose to continue, and you watch their writing get sloppier and lazier and dumber every single iteration. And it's just always, it's gonna be that way from now on until fucking sheeple figure out, hey, the only way to stop this is to stop showing up. It's the same with Games Workshop and their shitty ways, right? How did Games Workshop turned it around? They've turned shit around. You want to know why they turned shit around? Because they saw the Privateer Press and Fantasy Flight Games and even these little guys have been taking market share from them. It's the only thing producers, manufacturers, writers, creators that are in the mainstream worry about. They don't care about the integrity of their story. They don't care that their story makes sense to you or if a character's a fucking Mary Sue. They don't care about any of that shit. They care that you're sitting in that seat. They care that your shit-eating grin is there at Star Wars Celebration year after year, hyped over the new trailer, and then you're going to come back, and it doesn't matter. Come January, February, doesn't matter what you thought about their last movie. The point is, they're going to come out with a Han movie, and you're going to fucking feel hype over that, and you're going to fall for the same shit over and over and over again. And there's going to be a segment of people that go, oh man, I'm going to keep watching, but I wish it was better. You're the fucking problem. You're the fucking problem. If you say you want this to be better, and you just keep going out and blindly throwing money at it, you are the reason why they're not going to get better. And you know, like Cheddar Monkey SJWs ruin everything. Well, it's a thing. It's like, oh well, they don't care about the story anyway. They don't care about the integrity anyway. We can introduce any sort of agenda we want to this because no one cares. And the fans that they want, they can say, we want these fans. We prefer to have socially conscious fans. We prefer to have social justice fans, right? We don't want those. We don't want the weird white old man white nerds that, by the way, introduced us to this fucking shit and made it popular to begin with. We don't want those assholes anymore. The ones that care about writing and storytelling and character arcs and development. We don't want those people. We want people that are going to feel good emotionally about what's on screen. They're going to feel morally upright and uplifted by it because it's fucking religion now. So, sorry, not sorry. Like, that's movie franchising 101. Like, if you think that anybody gives a fuck about characters or preserving stories or preserving histories, you can fuck right off with that because that ain't the case, man. It's not the case. You know who cared about anything? The fucking people who made the Lego Batman movie. That's why the Lego Batman movie is the best goddamn movie. Because the people who made that movie were like, we're making parody, we're making spoof. But we can tell the truth of the franchise. We can say things in this and be loyal to the franchise and show people that we love the franchise by making a spoof. Think about that for a minute. When I say Lego Batman is the best Batman, I'm being dead fucking serious. That's the best Batman. BNHA is good because you watch Izuku, you learn how to use his powers instead of seeing super good at everything. Every time I say that about Walking Dead fan, they shit themselves and it's kind of amazing. It's true. It's true. My wife loves Game of Thrones. She loves Game of Thrones. I tell her how fucking fanboy Danny is. I'm like, what was Danny's trial lately? She had to walk in season 5? She had to walk. That was her trial. She didn't have to do anything. Like, what? Even she's like, yeah, even they, like, it's terrible now. She knows about Rey, and she's like, I won't watch any Star Wars. Like, she's waiting for the trilogy to be over. She's waiting for the whole thing to be over, and then she'll watch it. Because she's like, yeah, I've been reading, people I really trust that are Star Wars fans are telling me that Rey is a Mary Sue. And I told her some stuff. I'm like, well, here's what she's done so far. And she hasn't had a lick of anything. Like, no struggles, nothing, really. And she's like, okay, yeah, that is really stupid. And she, and even she'd say, yeah, that's actually kind of demeaning to women. That they're just going to be like, okay, here you go. You're good, yay, you're good. Like you do with, like, little fucking kids, right? You just let them win. You let them win everything. Like, if that isn't fucking sexist, I don't know what the fuck is, man. That they won't even give them a character that's going to bleed and struggle and fight. And you get to see an arc, and you're just, God, please let something good happen to her. Happen to this woman. She's fucking, they won't even give her that. Game of Thrones at least has Brienne of Tarth. It has Sansa Stark. Like, Sansa Stark, you're like, dude, it's a fucked up story, man. Please let some good shit happen to Sansa. And then finally, because, the rape scene with Sansa, oh my god, the SJW freak out over that. Dude, it's medieval era, man. That shit is gonna happen. That shit can, will, and does happen. And if you can't stomach it, you're watching the wrong goddamn show. But anyway. For women who suffered, yeah, Casca. Well, shit, that ain't even. Casca's still trashed. But yeah, look at Brienne of Tarth, man. Brienne of Tarth is your badass fucking woman, fighter woman in Game of Thrones. And she's one of my favorite characters. And the reason why she's one of my favorite characters is because she's just, she struggles. She struggles. She's a badass. She beat the fucking Hound in a duel. She's got the chops. But you buy it. You're like, yeah, that was a fight. And she got the shit beat out of her. But she won. She fucking willed that shit to happen. Like, that's what I want to see. That's a strong woman on screen. Sansa Stark, strong woman on screen. She did it a totally different way. She didn't do it the man way. She did it the woman way. She learned how to play the game, and she got good at it. Okay, still stupid shit happened. But, the idea of her is she's supposed to be good at the game. It's just the writers are bad at the game. They don't understand smart things. Like, they're really dumb. suffered berserk. Yeah. But yeah, even Griffith in Berserk, he was super fanboy on purpose, and then he gets knocked way the F down. Right? After Guts leaves the Band of the Hawk? Like, you get to see what Griffith goes through after that. They don't even fucking bother with that shit. They don't even know how to write relationships anymore. Friendships, romantic relationships, or otherwise. It's like, God, it's like they've never been outside their bubble. They just, you know, it's like they've never been off Tumblr or Grindr or some shit. They don't know how they don't even know how to make friends, like how to accurately represent friends on screen. My number one thing for watching any movie that I've seen, any major production in 2017, again, outside of the Lego Batman movie, is at no point do I care about any of the characters or their relationships or their motivations. I'm not cheering for anybody because I don't know them. The writers and the directors don't know how, or they don't have the time to make us care about anybody. Or wait, let me correct myself. To allow us to care about anybody. They want us to care about people well enough, but they have no idea how to sell us a character because they can't bear to have a character suffer. A character that they like suffer. It's really shitty. It's like a 6-year-old telling us these stories. Dry your tears. You know what I mean? They have no idea. They don't. God, I'm getting really spotty. But that's the truth. Like, they don't. Like, what the hell is going on? There's no character development. There's no relationships. There's no plot. It's just movies are a string of scenes that they want to visually capture, and whatever the hell happens in between those, is just bullshit. Perfect example of that: Kong Skull Island. Look at Kong Skull Island. Look at the trailer, and it's exactly that. Like, you look at a trailer and you're like, oh, that's a cool scene. Oh, that's a cool scene. Oh, that's really cool. And then imagine you're the writer for that movie, and all they do is they give you those scenes and they say, we need these scenes to happen, go. And we need this message in the movie, go. And it doesn't matter if you're good at writing. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is agree and put and be able to type. And they do that with all modern storytelling. It's garbage. So when I talk shit on Star Wars, please understand, I'm not intentionally singling out Star Wars. I'm trying to point at a greater, kind of a greater issue with modern movie making and modern storytelling. It's not good. And you can't make movies with idiots that, Columbia lit grads, that their idea of struggle is being out of peppermint mocha lattes that morning. They got no fucking clue. They don't understand. You're talking about a generation of people that kind of grew up in their bubble and never understood anything outside that, and got nothing. They're from the self-esteem generation. All they ever got was participation trophies, and they've got social media to boost their self-esteem, because in the late 80s and 90s there was supposedly an epidemic of self-esteem when no one gave a shit about self-respect and no one cared about accountability. And that's still a thing. No one cares about personal accountability. And if you're, with the modern social justice movement, if you're white and you're straight and you're male, you can totally absolve yourself from accountability as long as you tell other white people what to do, right? As long as you're a stormtrooper in their camp of religion, you're fine. You get to do what everyone's complaining about in the first place is, oh, white people always telling us what to do. Well, is the social justice movement any different? Because it seems to be, from where I'm sitting, it's the exact same fucking thing. Except at least before, when you had bigoted movements, they never claimed to be on your side. They never claimed to be looking out for you. That's the difference. The other thing with like modern storytelling, no one's ever seen a bad guy before. No one's seen a villain before. It's like they don't understand what evil looks like. They don't understand how it operates, how it thinks. They just think it comes out and just stomps around and says, "Rawr, I'm a bad guy." And then it has to be some white male. Like, that's what they think. They've never... And they never had a reason to... they've never seen it. Horror movies are a rash on the butt of movies. But here's the thing, like, right? TFA again, I'm going to come back to Star Wars. The guy, Hux, who's basically a comic book character at this point. He's just basically, a mustache-twirling villain. He's not... And Snoke is, shitty and bad and, spoiler alert, he's dead already. So fuck that. Have they never seen, like, there were, in TFA, Hux has to give this, he gives a speech to the stormtroopers. He has a stormtrooper rally and gives a speech to the stormtroopers like, we're the big bad guys with the bad guys, right? Does he not, do people forget what rallies were for? What the original purpose of a parade was? Right? What's a parade? What was a parade? Historically, parades were a show of force. They were a show of arms. They were to show that the local community, that if you loved them, they were there to show you, hey, we have all this to protect you. We have all this military might to protect you. If you're talking about a population where fear is used to rule, then like North Korea or something, then you have that parade to show them, here are the people who will fucking murder you if you betray our regime, right? That's what that's for. My point is, a parade is for the civilians. It's not for the fucking stormtroopers. And giving a speech to the stormtroopers is just retarded. Like, it doesn't make any... It's like no one's ever been or understands the most basic things when they make these movies. They're getting paid hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars to come up with this shit. And they can't be bothered with a little bit of realism because they just have to get this stupid fucking message out. Move hidden. Watchmen was a good movie as far as I remember. Western world hasn't seen a truly evil dictator since Hitler. Yeah, we had Osama. Yeah, no, it's true. But I mean, yeah, I like Watchmen. That was a good movie. But the source material for Watchmen was decades ago. The Game of Thrones was good, in the seasons where Martin had written it, and he'd written that stuff decades ago. Modern storytelling is dead. At least modern storytelling that has any sort of potential to be shown to a mainstream audience is gone. Wow, I got way too many clogs. This is horrible. They do a good start, and the sequels just suck. I mean, look at every franchise. Look at the Aliens franchise. Look at franchising is bad for storytelling. It's bad. It's good for the movies. It's good for the movie industry because they can guarantee butts and seats. It's bad for anyone in the population that's looking for any sort of storytelling or any sort of art. It's over, man. Just don't. I don't know. I'm just. Saw has turned bad. I haven't watched a single Saw movie, so I won't even comment. I don't know anything about Saw. People tell me that they do tell me stuff like that though. That Saw had a really good premise and really good character in Jigsaw, and you know they could have done really cool shit with it, and now they just keep churning out the same sort of slasher porn every year. I think there's still great storytelling in Eastern non-American media. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Yeah, there's still storytelling that happens in anything outside of Hollywood. Yeah. My point was that storytelling in Hollywood is dead. So I'm sorry if I didn't clarify that. But yeah. I just wish these other storytellers actually had access to some of that Hollywood budget. Like, I would kill or die for a Romance of the Three Kingdoms saga if they threw that kind of Game of Thrones money at it. Dude, I'm really clogged. Wow, can't get shit through there now. God, I don't have to take this whole thing apart just to get the last 3 models. Just tired of seeing The Rock in movie. The Rock and Kevin Hart. The Rock and Kevin Hart in all movies. I pissed off my wife for telling her about the Overboard remake. She loves Overboard, the Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell movie. And now they're remaking Overboard with Anna Faris. And they've gender swapped it. And you know, my wife was like, well, you know what? If Anna Faris, if they used her as the Goldie Hawn character, she might be behind that. But not, the gender swap thing is stupid. It's just stupid Hollywood trend. But you can't really do Overboard today, mainly because it's, you know, it'd be seen as like rape and domestic abuse when it's the man doing it to a woman. So, and that's a solid point. But you know, it's still stupid that they're gonna. Yeah, The Rock puts butts in seats. Yep, that's the reason. The Rock and Kevin Hart. It's a sure thing. That's all Hollywood is now. They only want the sure thing. But when writers and directors and actors talk about American writers or directors, when they start talking about, oh, we're so faithful to the source material, fuck off. Fuck right off. You are not. You are doing what the studio is telling you to do, and you are trying to get butts in seats. First and fucking foremost. Let's just be real. And you know, I won't begrudge you for that. That's your job. Ultimately, your job isn't to tell a good story. Ask Michael Bay if his job is to tell a good story. Like, actually, like, put a truth lasso around that fool. Oh, don't tell mom the babysitter is dead would never. They'll figure out something though, just to be able to use the name but they'll radically revamp the story so that it's just tame garbage. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm doing a deep clean right now, real quick. Ooh, Jeebus. Yeah, that was a big clog. Just got out of there. I'm afraid of watching Battle Angel Alita. I don't know. I'd kill for a modern superhero movie with good storytelling. Me too. Good luck, though. They just don't have. Well, it's not that they don't have the capacity to do it. It's not profitable. It's not profitable. And spending activities tightening up the writing, it's like they look at it like any other operation. You know? Take Domino's Pizza, for example, right? Domino's Pizza is built off the model that a lot of businesses are built off. Like, you have three things when you're making a product or service for people. You can make it good, fast, and cheap, right? Those are the three most desirable things the consumer wants out of their products. Now, most of the time, you can only do two out of the three. You can make it good and cheap, but it won't be fast. You can make it fast and cheap, but it won't be good. And Domino's Pizza leans off of that model. They lean off, okay, we can make it fast and we can make it cheap, but it's not necessarily good, and they don't pride themselves on making the best, most artisan pizzas, right? It's not like they're not making this absolutely mind-blowing shit. They're just making basically what is a standard freaking pizza for people. I didn't realize there was an O-ring there. Is that an O-ring or is that? That is an O-ring. Oh, damn. You know what I mean? And so Hollywood's the same way. They're like, if we're going to skimp on something, it's going to be writing. It's going to be acting. We don't need top-rate actors. We need people that are entertaining and fun to look at on screen. Or sometimes we just need the diversity hire. You know? Sometimes we're just trying to appease an audience. Now, if you told me, if you tried to tell me with man, I want Domino's. If you were to tell me that Rose in The Last Jedi is there to appease Star Wars Asian fans, I will tell you to go fuck yourself in the fucking face. Like, I will tell you that you might be talking about a younger Asian American fan base that's a little sad and pathetic, but like not Asian fans. Asian fans don't give a fuck about seeing Asian people in film. You know what Asian fans want to see? They want to see good movies, and they want to see, and frankly, if we're going to talk about demographics, they want to see good-looking people on screen. I'm from one of the last generations, Gen Xers. We're some of the last people on, in American society that has a physical standard for the people we want to see on screen and on TV. Now, does that make us more shallow than the millennials? Yeah, sure. The millennials want to see, we want to see more people represent. We want to see people that look like us on the screen. And my generation is saying, no, we know what we look like. We want to see hot people on screen. And there are cultures, too, that prefer to see. There are lots of cultures, lots of, non-American cultures that love to see that. That's why, you look at certain countries, news people and weather people and their actors, and just think about, like, they use the most beautiful people on screen that they can put on there. Yeah, dramatic romance, right? But okay, so put yourself in the shoes of and of a Gen X or worse yet, a baby boomer Asian watching that shit. And I will tell you right now how deeply insulted we are. That, like, dude, there are hot Asian women growing on fucking trees. Okay, I could go down the street here in Orange County and pick a girl at random who is magnitudes of orders hotter than Miss Swan or Shrek or Rose or whatever the fuck you want to call her. Right? Yeah, I'm going to be shallow. That's right. I'm going there. But, like, that's and from that generational standpoint and from the cultural standpoint, that's insulting, dude. That's insulting. Like, we have all this opportunity to put someone Asian on screen for Star Wars. Be a franchise character, not to be like a, an Ip Man that just dies in their premiere movie. Not to be Rose's sister that's just dead in her first scene. Not to be, some Asian referenced alien that's a greedy, shitty bad guy. Right? We have a chance to put an Asian fucking person in Star Wars. And we didn't pick from the top shelf. And furthermore, the character is shitty and has a dumb message and is dumb, like bad. Like what? How can that be satisfying to anyone that's playing the identity politics bingo? Right? It's only satisfying to the white people and the other people like, oh, see, we're really progressive. Fuck you. You got it wrong. You got it fucking wrong. Okay? You're gonna put some shit up there? Come with the top shelf shit. I don't have to convince you guys. There are hot Asian women growing on fucking trees, and I can just like pick one at random. And that's what you put up there? Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. And you're supposed to, and you're going to read some shit on BuzzFeed or The Verge or some shit written by a white fucking person. Oh, you got to see how progressive Star Wars is now. We got Rose. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like, put some real shit up there. Man, I'm really ranting. I got to go to bed. I'm still drinking. That's on the real though. Like, what the fuck's the matter with people? You'll never guess what they do. No, yeah. What? Why would you do that? It's like, can you imagine? Like, if I'm gonna just go fully there, right? Okay. South American Latin South American countries, like having good-looking people on screen for the news, for movies, for their soap operas, is paramount to their entertainment industry, right? People from these areas want to see, they pride themselves on being a beautiful people, and they want to see beautiful people representing them on screen. Imagine if they're like, oh, we're going to represent your region, Latin America, and they're going to put one of the ugliest Latin American people up there on screen. Can you imagine? Just so, oh God, it is really jacked up. I'm going to have to just spit everywhere. But you know what I mean? That's, like, that's insulting. It's insulting that you're gonna ride off and like, see what we did? Isn't it great? We did a diversity fucking hunt. No, it's not okay. Not okay. sorry. I'm just like way off into the boonies here with my comments. It's yeah. I don't know. Wow. Well, at least I got them all primed. So that was good. So everything's built and primed. We'll see. I won't be able to get back to these guys for a while, but I'd hit them with a white highlight. But at this point, I really need to take apart my whole airbrush here and get it all nice and clean. Either that, or I may just need to. This airbrush has been around for a while. I may just need to go get myself a new airbrush. So, anyway, I'll hang out for a little bit, just a little bit longer as I'm putting stuff away. If you guys have any questions or comments or threats, am I upsetting the Star Wars fans? Hopefully not too much. Although you guys know what you're getting into, right? When you if I'm building and ranting, I guess building I do the most ranting when I'm prepping models and stuff like that. Just I don't know. Gosh. Hold on one sec, guys. Alright. I am back. I got a lot of messages. People trying to stop me from... Yeah, got a lot of questions. Let's see. How do you add LEDs to minis? Is there a hidden battery pack needed? Short answer is yes, you need a power supply. I don't really know. I've never done it personally, but just my basic understanding of LEDs is you do need a power supply. But there are people that do stuff like that. Like they do like LED lamp posts and stuff. Really cool. I'll spill your boba for making fun of Ray. Oh, my son has he has the Ray action figure, and even he's like getting annoyed because it's like, oh, I know how to do that too. I've been there the whole time and I've solved everything. Because we're playing Star Wars stuff, and we play like, I do all the voices for like Darth Vader, and because he has a Darth Vader and he has a Kylo Ren and a Rey and a Poe. I do voices for all of them. My wife's like, you need to film this. I'm like, yeah, it'd be the most hated video on the internet. Just talking trash on Star Wars while playing with Star Wars figures. GW is great, Rebel Scum, because your Star Wars logic, GW is actually the good guys and you are bad. Yeah, that's right. Because if we ever topple GW, we'll put a worse company in power. Like, we'll just leave a power vacuum, right? And then, like, you know, Bitch Workshop will come in and they'll make, like, all of their pieces like $35 per mini. Do it. I mean, even if you are a fan of Ray, though, don't you at least have to acknowledge, like, a little too fucking easy for her? Like, she's not going through it. She's traveling. She's traveling around. It's not really, like, she hasn't gone through any of the sort of traumas that Luke went through. But hey, Luke is the bad guy, so fuck him. I mean, I guess that's the end of that's the moral of the story is if you're a good guy, you'll have everything handed to you. You'll always be good at everything. And you can just overwrite everything. Right? That's that. Anyway. We'll put Privateer Press in charge. It will be Mantic Prison Dwarf quality. In a new movie, Poe's the one who deserves to get the awesome Jedi powers at this point. Nope. No Poe the other one. Finn. $35 per mini, you mean like how they do with Primaris captains? Yeah. That's not just kidding, right? Don't they... What the fuck is Primaris Marines? Jesus, that's the stupidest sounding bullshit I've ever heard. No. It's not. The stupidest sounding miniature bullshit I've ever heard of was Dark Potential. I'm sorry, that is the stupidest garbage I've ever heard. We're gonna make the new mini wargaming. We're gonna make the new miniature game. It's called Dark Potential. Like not even realized dark. Just Dark Potential. The fuck? It's just we could be dark. Like this, is that really? Like what 11-year-old did you beat up on a playground to get that name out of? That is the worst name ever. And GW kind of does the same with their Blood Darkness of Dark Death. Like what the fuck? Who are you talking to? Who do you hang out with that comes up with this garbage shit, man? Scrap the next Star Wars stuff, just make it Top Gun with Poe. They should. I don't even know what Mini Wargaming did with that game. You can still buy it on their website at full price. Like, what the fuck? Can we, dear Jeeves, just stop calling? I can't stop laughing when we start talking about Dark Potential, because that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in miniature games. Hey guys, we have the potential to be dark. It's gonna be dark. Oh, scary. Sort of. It's creepy. It's like, impending threats. They should just call it that. They should just... Seriously. Dark what was the name of the last GW thing? It was like Armadeskin. Like what the who comes up with this garbage? Who it just like again, it's like juggalos taking themselves too seriously. They have to like come up with dear God, just stop. Stop it. Okay? It's sorry. Oh my God. GW does it so they can trademark it. If it's dumb, you can trademark. Yeah, I know they changed orcs to orcs and elves to Sylvaneth so that they could trademark it. But okay, Dark Potential was it was the name of someone's WoW guild. Okay, back in back in 2007, it was someone's WoW guild. Dark Potential. It was run by an 11-year-old who thought that Independence Day was the best movie ever. and they're, the names of the members of that guild were the Real Slim Shady 69 and Dark Lord Sith Master 69. Gangsta Dark Man. Just I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's you can't make that shit up. Oh, elf is the elf. Just Jesus Christ! Stop. My favorite thing is I watch the debates with like feminist 40k, and see, here's me. I'd love to be on the sidelines for this shit. Like I watch, feminist 40k get on there and talk about, oh, sisters of battle, and it was in the fluff that you need to have men have to do the space marine. They can go through the space marine transformation, and it actually makes biological sense, right? Men build more muscle mass, but when you start talking about the internal workings of a man, it's a lot simpler than a woman's. It's scientific fact. What men do not go through the sort of chemical fluctuations that an average man does not go through the same sort of chemical fluctuations and hormonal fluctuations that a woman does. There's a lot more complicated shit going on in a woman's body, and furthermore, she cannot gain the same heights and the same muscle mass that a man can. Again, I'm only talking in terms of averages, so please don't freak out. Oh, I know this both. Like, we get it. There are women out there kick my ass. There's lots of them. They can kick my ass. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the upper 0.5% of human fucking kind that can build crazy muscle mass. But I digress. Anyway, so there's all these debates going on with like feminist 40k and the YouTubers and I watch both sides of the argument, and it's just cringe. It's just top to bottom cringe, because I'm like, I get what you're talking about, but this is a stupid fucking argument. Space Marines are dumb. Stop. Like that's really that's my take on it. But only men can accept the Emperor's seat. You gotta dry your tears. I thought Space Marines were dudes because they were space crusading knights and sisters battles were none. Well, yeah, I mean it's sort of allegorical to that. They even have the Black Templars, and they have the iconography with the angels, and yes, but I mean if you were to go by the original Rogue Trader fluff, they would actually, like, I have that shit in my room. Like, I can show you, the procedures that they do to make a Space Marine, and it makes and that's the other thing. Biology is like the bane of social justice, because you're like, biologically, this is how things work, and if we didn't trust biological principles, you wouldn't be alive. Like, modern medicine is based on those understandings, and if you're like, yeah, it's all social well, okay, well, you can go social construct yourself to fucking death, because we didn't come up with medicine, medical procedures, medication. None of that would have happened if we didn't rely on a few basic biological truths. Same with physics and religion, okay? People go, well, the Earth is the center of the universe. No, you dumb fuck. There would not be things that we could achieve in modern technology, engineering, and physics without the basic understanding of physics as a science, the physical universe around us. So, when you start going after science, like, you're fucked. You're basically just teaching religion at that point. Anyway. I mean, I knew the lore reason, but I thought that they're real world parallel. Well, yeah, I mean, they make lots and lots of references to it. Arsenic boys. Oh man, but it is what it is. Whatever, you know. People argue about stupid shit. It's the modern world. It's again, you know. Oh, check it out. Let me show you guys something that I got as a legitimate Christmas present. You're gonna love it. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Wait, did I bring it downstairs? I know I did. Here it is. Okay. I'm gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna go pass out or go to sleep or something. But so yeah, I got a thing. My mother-in-law got us a lot of Star Wars shit. So, a Star Wars, right? So you get a Star Wars thing. And then you got Vader. Pretty cool. Join us or die. I like this mug. It's a good mug. It's a good, you know. Hey, if I'm gonna have a Star Wars mug, like if someone held a gun to my head and said, you must have a Star Wars mug, that's the mug I would pick. So not bad, right? And so now, I guess, you know, I meet the minimum requirements for a nerd. 1, own a piece of merch. 2, be mildly interested in the thing. And go, oh, I'm a big nerd. But, you know, I fail in the other parts where modern day nerds are not allowed to question any of the logical proof or the quality of their fandom. They're not allowed to question anything. They're not even allowed to question the validity of other quote-unquote nerds that are infesting the fandoms to kind of root things out and inject them in ideologies into them. So I fail all of those other tests. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep. So, oh, I typed that in hopes it would be read. Okay, let's read it. Biologically, men and women are different. Men have pointy meat poles that extend when they like something, and women floop out babies with their extra hole. Or the use of bombers in space. Like, doesn't, you know, if the bombs had the little rocket propulsion or something, you know, just a little, you just like say, okay, we're gonna go that way. Okay, I buy bombers in space, but that was the first fucking scene, man. Like, anyway, I gotta go. I'm going to bed. You guys have a good night. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we're gaming tomorrow. I think so. Have a good night.